out of SSG. Again, not having that sandbox to use, not having the shock rifle for a lot of the game, not having the camo, but still able to get get those kills and make them count with some objective points.
22 kills out of bounds with that game. He was absolutely impressive. He was very aggressive and really doing what his team needed to do as an entry fragger, but also as a slayer. But to me, it was all about that stellar ending it with that little 180 snipe shot. Ends up putting the opposition 4 down, and with all the chaos, he emerges on top standing across 4 dead bodies. You know, if I was a freestyle battle rapper, I'd call that standing on business.
It's crazy to see. I really do love we talked about this before a couple times, Tony. I really do love this additional legend, and I think he fits so well. I still don't think that he's hit that comfortable mark yet, though, and that's what to me is going to be so scary for Space Station, is when they get him comfortable, when he starts to fit into that groove. This team is going to be scary, and I'm guaranteeing you that they're going to be obviously in that top 3 conversation, but possibly even win some tournaments here in this next season.
And SSG apparently picking up exactly where they left off in game number 1. Business finding himself 3 down once again. Eco finding himself a camouflage. They may have been struggling to grab a hold of the camos in the early game on recharge, but the first one goes in the hands of Eco of SSG. 4-2 lead early, but Business strike right back.
Yeah. Eco, a player that Frosty says is one of the smartest players in the game, and having the camo in his hands, obviously very scary, but he does end up going down here. And like you said, camo goes in the hands of SSG. That means it's not in the hands of Business, so that's a plus, but they're not able to get too much out of that camo, and it's now a 6-8 lead. Space Station lead by 1 now, actually 8-7.
Eco breaks right out, getting a double kill onto Business. So far having 2 players early in the goose department, but don't worry, it's plenty of time. Tyler taking a lot of damage though. Down to 1 shot he goes as he throws a couple of denial grenades to try to keep SSG from hunting him down. Another side of things, you see Business trying to take space, but apparently so were SSG. SSG not only having presence here on the subway side of the map, but also having players over toward the alpha side. Shots are raining down from all sides of the map, leading to a 2v2 next slay. So important, and Talik does have the bulldog.
Yeah, very good sequence there by Talik, right? Stays alive on the purple side. He goes for a push as SSG is rotating through B, like you clearly mentioned, and he's able to get this tower or the C-side control with camo coming up. So in a prime position now to try and aggress and make sure that Business can get their first camo of the game.
Oh, Talik putting a shotty to the body. Shroud goes down so that he can stay alive. But once again, Business getting the early slays battle. That's until Talik across map gets himself a guardian angel. Slays across the board, starting to favor Business once again, but Talik might end up going into a little bit of a 1v2. High IQ play to back down, play his life. Druck looks like he's the first one to go down in this engagement, so Talik immediately adapts, pushes up towards last shot, keeps his teammate alive. That's a killing spree for Talik.
Yeah, he's just playing so well. He's all around the map at all times. He's now got the timing on the bulldog as well. Last shot's able to run free. I mean, Business in general able to run free here. They're isolating so many players of SSG. Look at Eco already isolated on that B side, and look how aggressive they are on Eco. But finally, it's a little bit of defense here from SSG. Bound gets a double.
It looked like Eco was isolated for a bit, but Bound coming in out of nowhere gets himself a triple kill, was the MVP of last game, and now pulling up the rear as far as the scoreboard, but covering his teammates. Back is Bound, sending Business to the black screen. Now attacking those spawns immediately. Does he know there's a player on the PD side right next to him? Apparently doesn't care, because he still puts damage across the map, and then SSG deal with the final player towards PD. 3 down go Business. That was well executed by Space Station Gaming.
Yeah, I mean, it was all Bound, right? The fact that he's able to isolate angles on himself so he doesn't take a lot of damage, but he's still able to be aggressive and impact on the PD side of the map is what makes him such an incredible player. He does that, and because of that, it's now a 3-kill lead for Space Station Gaming, 21-24.
Camouflage coming up. You're gonna begin to see both teams start to move in position. What's most important though is SSG trying to get somebody over toward the top or bottom A side, at least able to use that camo as bait and secure their slays. SSG always play through their slays to attack a power-up, and they do it well enough to not only put Business 3 down, but to let them know about it a little bit.
Nah, I love Mountain, man. Such a personality in the Halo scene. You watch his streams, you see that personality come out, but always in business mode when he's playing in these tournaments. Obviously, very important that you play well in these tournaments. Of course, as I say that, he ends up going down, but these tournaments, of course, decide your seeding for the very first event next month. And, you know, Arlington going to be a big deal. These teams want to try and get the best seed possible, and that's what makes these tournaments so important.
You control your own destiny. Taking these tournaments seriously is going to get you a better seeding going into that qualifier, and that qualifier, I promise you, is going to decide seeding going into LAN and giving yourself a little bit of an easier run on LAN. People, like Tool said before, people don't want to talk about it, but seeding does matter. Yes. And could be the difference of you making a deep run in the winner's bracket, which then maybe going down to loser's bracket gets you out of harm's way. But oh my gosh, Eco with the overkill, seemingly out of no. Where did he come from?
Brother, so check.
Sneaky snake, Tony. And you know who else is as sneaky is Talik. He's got 13 kills on the board. No one else passing that 6-kill mark on the side of business. And Space Station, because of that, leading by 8. So it's up to these 3 players on the side of business to really start to pick up on the Slay momentum, because Space Station are running away with this.
Talik with the cross map shots with the BR. SSG not prepared from this flank from Talik. We barely missed out on one overkill, but we might just see one on screen right now, because Talik taking down 3 members of the opposition. It's not over just yet. Space Station Gaming might just be 2 squad wipes away from ending it, but a killing spree out of Talik, almost the back smack out of 2 players of SSG that are seemingly taken over. Was he able to get away with camo? No, Druck was not. Camo gets shut down, and maybe the hopes of business taking this game along with it. The final 2 kills looked for SSG, and business find himself just too far behind.
I mean, Talik's got 20 kills in this game. Obviously, he's got 2 assists, which is understandable, but not one person is in double-digit kills for the side of business. Talik is literally willing his team forward, and all the while, SSG sitting nice and pretty with 49.
I'm so busy looking at the scoreboard on the bottom middle of our screen. I didn't see at the top left corner, Talik, 21. That is,
it's nuts.
I will say, you know, it's ultimately still a loss, still a losing effort. But if you're gonna go down, I mean, go down like that. Because I feel like if I'm the coach of business, you know, I'm in here saying, you know what, hey, that sucks. But dude, that's crazy. You keep playing like that. You keep playing like that, and we'll take game number 3. Because I promise you, the likes of Druck, the likes of Swish, and y'all may not know him too much right now, but you will know him last shot. They're going to catch up. They're going to bounce back. So if I'm their coach, I'm hyping that up even after the loss and saying, keep playing like that. The rest of us step up, and we're taking game 3.
Yeah, I just think that business is playing at that very fast pace that we know them so well. We know they play at, and it's just not working because SSG are ready for it around every turn and every corner. So, you know, Talik maybe understanding that the pace needs to be slowed down, maybe playing that back roll a little bit, getting those clean kills, ended up with 21. They're going to need to do something a bit different here because the aggression's not so much, it's not working so well for them at this point in time. They obviously need to change things up when it comes to SSG, because SSG are ready for them and their aggression. We'll see if they do that here.
We need to see a bounce back coming from business. Otherwise, they're going to be swept and going down to elimination bracket. We talked about Talik's 21 kill performance, but it's still SSG with back-to-back wins in the series at the moment, and Stellar was able to get a hold of that tower side control bound, stealing away both the ball and sniper, and instead sees his teammate spawning over towards green, hits him with the repulse ball, says, hold on to this for me. I gotta slay some heads.
I'm gonna be honest with you, that would have been disgusting if Bound were to hit that. He repulses himself just over the floor of C Plat, tries to get the shot. Obviously, it's not gonna be anyone home, but would have been really sick to see that being utilized. Regardless, I gotta ask, in what business does Stellar think it's okay to still wear a Christmas hat? Christmas is over, Tony. What's going on here?
Whoa!
Oh my gosh!
Oh my god.
Bound Round with the quick scope to put a hole in the defense of Business, and Business were never able to force this ball off the map for SSG. 20 straight points. Business off of the respawn, and now 10 seconds off of spawn, and another 15 to 20 to get back on the map.
Damn.
SSG are already frying right now, but Business frying just a little bit harder. 3 down go SSG, forced the play ball, last shot with the double, and that ball's over toward the mid map.
Yeah, Katalik pushes in there a little bit quick, right? But he gets the damage necessary for the rest of Business to come up and clean up just a tad, and they will do that. A tower setup now locked in for the side of Business. SSG, though, a little bit of a stagger push here. They're gonna make it through and get 2. Sorry, get 1. It's gonna be last shot. A lot of 1v1s coming through for SSG, though. This is not generally what you see out of this squad, and it's gonna give Business a little bit of time on the board, but they do play the ball now.
I think you said it was Stellar with the Christmas hat on. I think it's Bound. And I promise you, if Bound is flying at you with a Christmas gift, whatever he's looking to offer you, don't take it. It's usually a headshot from a bandit or a sniper. If he's flying at you with a bag of goodies and a Christmas hat, you run. Do not take it. Camouflage coming up. And you see SSG always so well positioned forward, always making sure that they're able to bait it out, slay out, and then play for the camo. It works out well for them. They're gonna go for both the ball and the camo at the same time as Business end up going 3 down. And SSG trying to figure, where do they rotate this ball to? You know that Business are coming in quick over toward the A side. They might have to drop, they might have to slay out, because Business, they've had both A and C control at the same time.
Yeah, that was really good by Business to kind of force that to happen. Get the C spawns as the ball was rotating towards A, and SSG in a position where you kind of have to slay through the spawns, and that's exactly what they do. They're approaching 60 points now in this first round of the oddball, and they get a sniper as well in the hands of Stellar. So just a great job by SSG to be in a little bit of a tough situation and still recover from it and still look to continue to get these slays.
2 down go Business, make it 3. SSG want to find the 4th player, but also want to make sure that they hop on this ball and over toward their A side control, maybe pulling in the defenses towards this A side corner just so Stellar can snipe them down. Bottom mid player and Talik knows that Stellar hits those, so he's gonna back down despite having a bit of a health advantage. Meanwhile, the rest of Business trying to get this ball in SSG's hands, but it's easier said than done. The MVP with the sniper might be one of the best to do it.
Yeah, those are the low percentage kills you're looking for players like Stellar to get on the side of SSG. Look how much time it's allotted them in this oddball game. They've gotten 3 dead once again, and that's essentially going to secure them this first round. It was all based off of Stellar and that massive play.
A stellar performance out of SSG's finest at the moment. As the final 10 seconds are coming in, they're going to drop the ball and maybe slay out for potentially the last time. But although the stick connects, 3 down go SSG. Business now have an opportunity to hold the setup, the one that they just broke from SSG. And it looks like that as their players are spawning over towards C, they want to move it there, but they know SSG off a spawn. They may just be pushing right towards tower as well.
But that's also what makes Business really good too, right? Is the fact that, you know, I thought the round was over just based off of those 3 kills, but Business off a spawn is also very, very quick. So it's a kind of scrap back and forth here. You see SSG do have the ball and they do have a bit of control. It's going to be really tough for Business to come back in this round, especially with Talik being the last player alive. I believe that should be it here for SSG, but Talik's still doing his best and still fighting for his life here as SSG push on the outside.
One of the more entertaining oddball live fire matches that we've seen in a very long time. I look at the scoreboard, it's still 95-29 in favor of SSG. Their ball efficiency has been absolutely incredible so far, despite the fact that Business are making it tough on them at every given turn. But with all 4 players up for SSG, I thought Snow was gonna dive on that ball. Looks like he had that idea, but that ball just being used by bait by the remaining members of Business. Last shot doing some damage, and so are the rest of Business. Multiple going down for SSG. Business have another opportunity to get into a setup. If they can hold this for 1 or 2 more slays, they can come back in the game.
Yeah, I really like that they didn't toss the white flag there and they just kind of fought this out, because even if they don't win this round, if they don't play perfect Halo and you know, make this comeback happen as they go 3 dead, it's still a little bit of momentum going into that round number 2, and that's exactly what they need off of an SSG that came out swinging in round number 1.
I want to agree with you as well. I kind of said the same thing, you know, after that game number 2 performance, 21 kills out of Talik, as the picture showing that guys don't go anywhere after this. You know, you got Rebellion going up against Sentinels. We saw that last week, and it was an absolute banger of a series, as my boy Wes would say. Don't go anywhere. We're going to have action on top of action on top of action. But as I was kind of alluding to, like, you know, after Talik's 21 kill Slayer performance, great. You know, that should be some momentum still going on your side. You know, after you making a run late in that game, great. You know, that should be momentum on your side. But, you know, when is potential not enough? At this point, now we have to see you win a freaking game. You're down 0-2 in a series against SSG, and you're a team that we have high hopes for. Half of that native red roster from last year. In fact, you actually, you know, dropped one of your players that was 3/4 of that roster to bring in Last Shot because you thought that would make you better alongside Swish. I know how good this business roster is, and I think they're good enough to take 1, maybe 2, maybe even go the distance with Space Station Gaming.
Yeah, it just seems like SSG has found their groove here with Legend, and you'd expect that, right? Obviously, a little bit of a rough HCS Open number 2, but obviously in number 3, they're looking solid. Talik, though, he's going to be that line in the sand. He's going to try and stop SSG from going any further with this round, but I 100% agree with you. I mean, they have to do something quick.
Brother?
I mean, it's essentially do or die at this point, or they go into the lower bracket.
What's
Business is
good?
definitely a better team than what we're seeing right now.
Put on a jacket.
Enemy has the ball.
With SSG winning the Slays battle, you see them look to rotate that ball, maybe through the A side, maybe toward the spawning players over towards green, but most important, into a position that's far away from business that are simply coming off of spawn right now. And it's just good time. It's all about the breaks, all about the setups. And when they get their breaks, they're tough to get. But they thought they might have had a free rotation over towards C side, but business always attack both sides at the same time off of spawn. And this time it works out so well for them. 3 down go SSG. Business anticipating that rotation so well.
I know,
that's a good point,
Beyond
Tony.
I am
That's
so
kinda
lit
what
for the
makes
season,
business,
bro.
like really tough to deal with, is they kind of collapse from
lit
both
for the
sides. They
season.
kind of put you in a stranglehold, and what that
Tournaments
does
this year
too,
should be
though,
sick.
on the bad side of things, is it isolates you and it isolates your team. And sometimes SSG is able to take advantage of that. But when you have the timing correct, you end up in a scenario
all these
like
online
this where you
tournaments
get
have actually been really
SSG
good.
a couple dead, and you bring this game back, or at least this round back. They have a lead by 1 point now, but SSG is about to delete that lead very quickly.
So quick to take space on his business, and with the Slays, you know, really going heavily in SSG's favor here in round number 2, you would think this lead would be more, but just 1 point separating both SSG and business. A double kill out of Legend. Well played, is now able to
Beyond
attack
Stars,
at a
I agree.
completely different
I'm not
angle,
gonna lie,
one
I've
that
kind of always
maybe
felt that
business
way.
might not be anticipated. We talked about business attacking from 2 different sides.
I've never
Legend looking
really
to do the same, but a rotation
enjoyed
from
playing
business
Infinite all that much,
puts Legend just a little bit behind, but now
but I still love
2 kills go to
watching
favor.
and covering
Last 2 kills
the
are
competitive
pretty
scene
darn
and going to
weak
the
here for
events
business.
and
So is Eco, as Talik hunts him down, and Talik
all
also
that
gets
shit.
his shields back.
Yeah, great job by business to capitalize on that tower setup really quick. They had the pressure coming out from the outside, but having top tower control
nice,
is
Beyond
so
Stars.
vital in
Yeah,
order to
we just played
make sure to get those
some
slays from
games
that
for
high
0 to
ground. That's
Hero
exactly
for the YouTube,
what business do.
and I placed
Because of that,
Diamond
the
5
lead
out of
now is
placements.
51 to 36. Business lead.
I was
At
honestly
least in this
expecting
round,
like
they do not lead in the oddball
Diamond
games.
1 or
Basically,
Plat
still
6 or
one round.
something.
SSG do find himself 3 down. The final player bound, although able to get a low percentage kill, is down to 1 shot. And he's quickly dealt with Swish, not allowing him to get away on that one. Big kill out of him, but the rest of SSG are funneling right through Legend, bust right through the front door. Able to take down Swish. Now, Space Station Gaming are the ones that find themselves 4 players up. Nades going down, but Last Shot not able to stay alive. While all this happens, Eco, he has the ball in his hands. Just great efficiency coming out of SSG.
Yeah, I
and
didn't
economics.
realize that, so I was super checked.
See if Talik's
When I
able
placed
to
D5,
capitalize
I was
here.
like, what
They
the
at
hell?
least forced the play ball, which is good.
I thought I was
but that's
gonna
going
get
to be a
way lower.
sniper given over to Space Station. I would have expected him to play a bit slower, at least in that push. He does have a little bit of help, but
I
look at
was
the damage
checked.
that Bound is able to do. It's just enough to at least do a lot of damage to Druck, but he ends up staying alive. A very good play by him to at least maintain this top tower control, but he's got to push up because right now he's not providing any value to his team.
Talik off a screen with the double kill.
Damn, Tim.
Might just be able to get a triple, but it's sent right.
He said he's
back
not providing
and
any
packing.
value to his team.
Both Bound and Stellar back-to-back kills of their own. Last shot forced to QT right out of that situation while trying to rotate that ball toward the A side. Druck hitting the black screen as well. Last shot comes right back in, fresh off of the QT portal.
100%.
Putting down work, but Zoe
on
is
paper,
bound with the back smack.
this team
3
rivals
down
FaZe very
once
well.
Again here for business. That allows Space Station Gaming to get
But
into yet
obviously we've only seen them play online thus far.
Another setup.
And
if business don't be careful, it could be the last one.
we haven't seen them
Yeah, it
play
just
anywhere
seems like
near their
SSG
potential.
Are like having a much
the
easier
ceiling
time
for this
getting
team
into
is
these setups. We
stupidly
saw
high.
business get those 55 points here in round number 2, but I just feel like they had to work so incredibly hard just to get those points, whereas SSG are looking nice and comfy. Finally, they end up
100% beyond the stars, and the thing is,
Legend doing a great job of trying to
see if we have any other ball
maybe
knowers
a bit
in the
of
chat.
a ball time here for the side of
Eco,
business.
right?
Rotations
Eco
coming
is
through from
different. I would
SSG.
argue Eco is also top 10.
Looks like Bound and Eco attacking the C side. That rotation is absolutely cleared out. Last shot, bringing it back from the 8 corner. Now trying to get it towards green. The curb slide to avoid most of that nade damage, but down to one shot. Eco.
Like, I think Eco is the only player
ball being played off the map. Reset for them
in the realm of
SSG still
Snakebite.
have
You know what I'm
4 up. They
saying?
still have a man advantage. Business luckily able to grab a hold of the sniper, and they're going to need to put some work with it, because otherwise they're going down, and they're going down to elimination bracket as well.
Like, there's some
Yeah,
other
just look how
sort of
easy,
like
once
dirty
again,
work,
SSG were able to
hybrid,
isolate, I
objective,
believe that
like
was Switch
objective
there
focused
on
players
that,
in the
on that
league.
C side. Switch having a little
But there's
bit of a
very
rough
few
game here,
players of
12
that
and
mold
27.
that are like.
Just getting caught out a little bit too much here by
They're
SSG.
the dirty work
and-
player.
and
They're
now
the
SSG with ball
IGL.
time once again, looking to close out here in round number 2. Business.
They also
Not
got
really having
crazy
any sort of
slaying
an answer.
ability.
It's going to be up to Talik right now to maybe clear out this side of A. I
Let's
guess
go.
taken out.
Nice little body shot at the Talik. Still not enough to keep him alive, nor get the kill. Business now having to rotate that ball toward the mid map. Looks like they might have to slay out again, especially as Legend on the hunt toward the
Yeah,
mid
last
side.
shot looks
but
really good.
Where did Druck come from? Oh, there he QT'd back. I believe to
No,
get
I
that
would-
kill
I would
towards
definitely
back
argue that
green,
Eco's
then
top 10.
QT'd out to grab a hold of the ball. Great play being made by Druck, and I mean we know him. He's a playmaker.
Yeah, I mean, they only got like 2 seconds off that play, unfortunately, though. Like, it just comes down to SSG outslaying once again.
Swish having
You
a
can
tough
see
one,
it's,
bro.
It's pretty sizable here in terms of the kills, the kill counter for both sides. And what's interesting to me is no one player is really popping off on the side of SSG. They've all got, you know, decent assists. They've all got decent kills as well. And SSG, like you said before, Tony, will
GGs.
sweep the series and send business down to the lower bracket.
I would take it one step further, what you were trying to allude to. The kills and the assists were pretty well-rounded, but so was the objective time.
Oh, we
Like,
hopping
literally
right over to
everybody from
Rebellion
SSG stepping up
Sentinels
in
in the
all
game 1.
facets
I
of
love
that
this.
game right
The
there.
Sen's already
Putting
up
a complete
crazy.
game together to beat the likes of a very good
Sentinels should
business
win this
roster,
series.
but, hey, I heard you guys don't like breaks at home. We don't like breaks either. We just want action on top of action on top of
16-9
action.
for
So
Sparty.
fresh off of SSG, pulling off the sweep puts us right into Sentinels versus Rebellion, with Sentinels about to end game 1.
I mean, yeah, I mean, look at Sparty having a really solid game here, 17-9. He had a little bit of a stressful day trying to get barcode setup working, but it seems to have not affected him whatsoever. Like you said, this will probably be it here for Sentinels. One more point, and Sentinels will take game number 1. Rebellion having a little bit of a rough kill counter on that left side, Tony. I don't know if you noticed that.
I didn't exactly get to see. What was there? Was there somebody that stood out to you?
Yeah, I believe it was Cycle. I believe, yeah, I think he had 3 kills in that entire Hell game. So I think just that, you know, again, I talk about him constantly. I think,
missed that.
You know, everyone has bad games here and there. You
Damn.
11. Everyone has bad games here and there, but
I mean, to be fair, it was a
really
quick
am
game.
excited for this kid's future.
That game
you know,
was not very
being one of
long,
the youngest players in
but
the HCS at a pro level. I think he's definitely got. He's definitely got the opportunity here on the side of Rebellion to make waves here in this next season. Obviously, just having a bad game there, but Sentinels take game 1, and Sparty having a very convincing game in terms of KD at least, and of course damage as well. 4,400 damage, a massive game by Sparty.
I agree with you definitely on one thing you said, and massively disagree with you on another that you said. Well, number one, I agree. I think Psycho has a bright future in this league, and I think he is a
Forbidden.
young superstar in the making.
Yeah, we might be,
love watching this kid play.
we might need the Sentinels to 3-0 for our agenda.
Well, and has a great,
So we don't have to watch Forbidden.
a great mind for when he should be attacking, when he should be staying alive. The one thing I will disagree with you is I've never had a bad game my entire life. So I don't know where you got this from that we all have bad games. You speak for yourself.
You're right, Tony. I'm sorry.
I'm one of the best in the business. But game number 2 coming in on the streets, it's going to be Slayer Sentinels going up against Shopify Rebellion, and Sentinels up 1-0 in the series.
Tony, you had a bad game playing with me the other day. We literally, you always have bad games.
Fake news.
Well, you know what? What's not fake news is that Sentinels is up 1-0 in this series, and we're gonna hop on with Booba-Doobu. I think Rebellion have a chance to obviously answer back here in the Slayer. I think very solid Slayer roster. Mental, I want to see a little bit out of him, and I obviously want to see a little bit out of Cycle here in this game number 2. If those two players can step up, well, I think we'll see a big difference in this game number 2, and maybe even a tie in the series.
Camouflage about to come up. Thought Booba-Doo was going to keep that Stalker over toward the bottom C side using that camo as bait, but he wants to get aggressive. He actually wants to maybe get first hands on it. Booba-Doo taking out the good friend and Suppress. No collusion there. Sparty grabbing hold of active camo.
No collusion,
Get a
says
nice
Tony?
little early lead, but more important, get the early resources.
Exactly, and they have
said
they
BR
have that B
Stalker
control as well.
rifle.
The Stalker's going to be a big deal. I love that right there by Sparty, right? The ability to put those 2 shots in with the Stalker that takes the player down and no shields, and then getting that camo back. But oh my goodness,
all right
gracious,
then.
the camo eyes out of Rebellion. Take him out quickly.
Nothing doing.
Soul Snipe gets the kill onto Falcated. Wants to rotate over towards Psycho. Psycho really creating hell over toward the subway side, but didn't exactly have the help he was looking for. And sadly, nobody else on Rebellion's able to pick up on that damage. So Soul Snipe ends up being back down. So will the rest of Shopify Rebellion. Sentinels are going to slowly start to inch forward and take over that map control. Fresh off of going multiple down, Sentinels not wasting any time to push up onto Shopify Rebellion to take space on them. And Psycho with the black screen. Now to save from Mental. We literally saw this entire play break down from Soul Snipe's point of view, and now it's Soul Snipe that's
Whoa,
forced to
what
maybe
the
run
hell?
away.
And he got a melee.
Yeah, Soul Snipe does a lot there. You see that he kind of decides to go towards purple, clear out the lane, make sure that there's no flank coming from the side of Sentinels. And like you said, we saw it all play in front of his eyes, right? It was a quadruple push from Sentinels on the side of B Street. And, you know, you'd think they'd come out on top of that one, but it's Rebellion with a 2-kill lead here as Mental gets another one.
Mental does have 2 players from Sentinels that are starting to push up on the subway, and actually, Sparty camping out in the corner there. Really hard to catch players off guard at this level of gameplay, but Sparty heads up play by him. Off the screen, I did see Psycho was able to take down Falcated. Psycho goes down immediately. Sentinels do have map positioning and also have a slay advantage. He sees the damage going down, so Sparty wants to get involved.
What the hell?
On Repulse Crime.
Did he repulse him up there?
Gets his.
Yeah, I love the pre-fire there by Sparty, making sure that player does not stay alive. Suppressed, trying to escape towards that front tram side, gets taken out with the nice flick pre-fire by Sparty, and because of that, it will still be within 1. Rebellion still leading 14-13.
It's going down here. Psycho trying to stay alive. It looks like Soul Snipe's gonna be the first one to push up through subway. He wants to attack driveway over toward the B side. Psycho taking an immediate direct route. Mental did go down, but he created a lot of chaos for Soul Snipe and Rebellion to take advantage of just that. The nades are zoning Soul Snipe out, but you gotta deal with both Suppressed and Soul Snipe, and they are playing so well off each other.
Damn, Falcade's getting blended.
So important, especially with that Stalker in his hands, and they're going to utilize that Stalker to try and pressure here. They've got Sentinels trapped on that purple side. It's just how do they execute on this push is the question.
Camouflage about to come up. Psycho was able to take down Lethal. 2 down go Sentinels. And eventually 3 down. 3 down go Sentinels. Rebellion have control right as Camo's coming up. Active, I know you like that.
Yeah, it's great. They got the seaside control, which is exactly what is necessary in order to get this camo. They'll have to get some more kills here, of course, as Suppress goes down. This might be a little rough in terms of them getting these kills, but hopefully they can as camo gets picked up.
Looks like I'm waiting for things to break down on my end. Oh, it looks like
It wasn't us.
So
know
give her a
it.
little
The whole
reset.
shit
I
froze.
mean, hey, Shopify Rebellion, they're playing so damn well.
Oh
They
my
messed up. They
god.
gave us technical difficulties right there. I was loving it.
And
I
Tony's
was
getting
screaming.
noise gated. I can't even hear
thought
this
it was
man.
just me. I pressed the refresh. I didn't know
There
what
he
was
is.
going on.
Tony, I'm gonna be honest. I said Camo gets picked up. I completely lied to the entire chat.
You got me with that. I'm like, yo, he out here radio broadcasting. I'm like, oh snap. Sorry about that, guys at home. We're gonna figure things out here, but a lot for us to gain off of that, because I feel like that was an absolute war. That was a fight. There was so many times where we saw Sentinels, for example, play a great fundamental game, slowly start to inch forward onto Shopify Rebellion, and it just takes one or two plays for them to kind of turn things right around on them. I'm really loving this matchup between Rebellion and Sentinels, and to be honest with you, I think this is going to be a little bit of a rivalry going forward into HCS Season 3. This will not be the first, this is not the first nor the last time that these two teams are going to match up when it really matters within the tournament.
I mean, I don't want to overspeak about this, but we have to talk about it often because it is one of the most important parts of Halo Infinite, and that's the sandbox control. I think Shopify did an incredible job there of making sure to get that stalker, and you saw it every time Sentinels push, whether it be a quadruple push on the B side, whether it be heavy pinches, pushing towards A. It was Shopify Rebellion always with the stalker in their hands, and not only did they have the stalker, they have the timing on the stalker as well. They control the spawns, and because of that, they were able to get that stalker over and over and over again, and all that does is just completely just stop these pushes the Sentinels was trying to push out.
Well, guys, the series is not over just yet, to be honest with you. I think it's actually just getting started. We're going to pass it over to a short break right now, where we try to figure things out here and get us back into this lobby. Don't go anywhere.
Did somebody's game crash or something? What happened? Let me get some highlights, though, because I ain't been watching. Highlights, please? Perhaps? Damn. I'm cheesed. Oh no, Chad. I guess we'll have to take another blinker. What the fuck is going on? Damn, that shit was loud. How many people is going on in the COD? Oh, FaZe beat Miami. Big surprise, big whoop. Now I think Seattle plays New York to end off the COD day. I also assume that in this Shopify Sentinel series, I assume they just finished the game and like we lost the observer or something. It didn't seem like the whole game crashed, like the whole server. I mean, but I don't know. So I assume they're either still playing or they like just finished it. I don't know. We'll have to see. Oh, we're back.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back,
Nice.
and we are back when probably the best time to come right back into a series after it's tied up at one
Okay,
apiece.
so they did finish the
Going
game. It's
into
1-1.
a swing
Nice.
game number 3. Tension is high. This matchup means so much
Lovely.
right now. This game is so important because oftentimes in a best of 5 series, the team that wins game number 3 ends up winning the series indeed. Sentinels going up against Shopify Rebellion. Ladies and gentlemen, we back.
Yeah, I think it was a 50-36, if I'm not mistaken, in the Slayer game going to Shopify Rebellion. So a dominant win by them. And again, it comes down to the controlling, the power weapons on the map, controlling that sandbox. Steichel, he's going to have the sniper, and they're going to try and get a setup here with the ball on that A side. Cycle's going to do some damage, but he has to back off.
Oh, but he lines up the shot onto Sparty.
Nice.
Almost keeps
Straight
himself
by
alive
Sparty right there.
because of it. And although he wasn't able to
Pillar
get that
cheese.
kill, his teammates were. 3 down goes
Just throwing that shit
Sentinels.
off?
And Falcon says, I'm going to go down here. You're not grabbing this sniper.
A great job by him. He gets the spawns on that mud side of the map, but a great job to make sure to get that sniper off the map. You don't want that in the hands of Rebellion. That's what won them in game number 2. You see, keeping that out of their hands is going to be the recipe for success here in this swing game number 3, like you mentioned.
Sentinels having the man advantage because of that. They immediately want to attack that ball, but the final player of Rebellion and Soul Sniper, maybe the first one to come off a spawn, was able to zone them out just long enough to force a reset here. Valkated taking the low ground behind the tower side. We do see that Sparty off the screen gets himself a kill, and in fact, 2 fall in favor of Sentinels. Now back-to-back kills. Both teams find themselves 2 down, but the first one to go 3 down is going to be Rebellion, and Falcated takes advantage of just that. Sentinels quick to move that ball towards tower side. Rebellion, excuse me, quick to take space on the map.
Yeah, I mean, Sentinels played that perfectly. They had the flank from Valkated as well, and they're playing it perfectly again. They're completely pinching the side
Holy
of Rebellion.
shit, he got
Valkated
nuked.
ends up going down there, but again, it's that pinch that would have been successful for the side of Sentinels, regardless if the other players from Sentinels weren't able to get those kills. And you see,
All
constantly
right,
these kills are coming
Lickspill.
through, and
My
they
goat.
put 20 points on the board now, just based off that one break.
At no point did Rebellion slow the game down to kind of reset right there, giving Sentinels 3 points. Right off the spawn, they continue to be on attack mode, and that forces Sentinels to the early play ball. As we see Mental dropping down toward the ball, trying to be as objective efficient as possible. The moment he picks up that ball, the moment Sentinels go 3 down, and Rebellion move into their own setup.
I gotta get my hair
Yeah,
cut
I
and
mean,
show
Rebellion
y'all.
staggering off their spawns like you talk about, Tony, is just trying not to
My
let
shit's already, like,
damage
shoulder
go
length again.
unfinished, right? You want to put that damage in, but then you also want to make sure to capitalize on those weak players. Sometimes, though, that can be devastating for your team if Sentinels is able, as Rebellion is pushing, if Sentinels is able to stop that push and isolate those players and make sure to play their lives so that damage doesn't get capitalized on. And that's where you kind of have that meta that goes on. It's going to be Soul Snipe now with the sniper in his hand. He's going to go directly to top tower. This could be some ball time for the side of Rebellion.
And look at the
Damn.
lead.
Nice shot.
As Soul Snipe gets himself a huge quick scope, a lead that seemingly has come out of nowhere for Rebellion, 58-20. Going here towards their own mid game, and Soul Snipe continuing to pressure Sentinels. That's another 2 down for them. That means that Rebellion are going to rotate this ball toward the tower side and make Sentinels have to make a long cross once again, which is even harder to do when Soul Snipe is manning the tower side with that sniper, and Rebellion rotate the ball away from C the moment Sentinels get there. So just great ball efficiency out of them, and finally Sentinels
It was
get
almost
the kill
sus.
they
He almost
need.
didn't play
What
it. Oh
happens?
my
Ball gets
God.
played. This play is completely reset.
Yeah, I mean, objective efficiency, always the
We're
name
losing
of the
the
game.
POV.
Like you said, Rebellion playing that perfectly, getting that rotation towards B. It's now 3 dead, though, for Rebellion as Sentinels get their setup, and they opt to go for this A setup. With the B spawn coming out of Rebellion, Sentinels are going to have a hard time holding this, so they rotate back.
76-28 lead here for Rebellion. Psycho putting down some good damage, but not good enough to take down Falcator. Luckily, Suppress follows it up with a double kill of his own, and now Suppress trying to cut off this angle from the ball, does so perfectly. Curb slides his way right into the action, takes down Sentinel, puts
Beautiful.
some damage down to his best friend, and is just absolutely punishing Sentinel
Ah.
every given in turn. That's a double got of Soul Snipe to put them 4 down. And I'm not sure Sentinels even have enough
is
time
great shit
to
out of
get the
Rebellion
ball
right here.
out of Rebellion's hands.
Oh, I love to see Suppress growth through the season. Going from season 1 to now season 3, I think Suppress is grown
They
exponentially
played it,
as a
they played
player, able to play his life, able to do maximum damage. But as I say that, Rebellion go 4 down.
Sen's gonna get a hold right here, and Camo's up.
91
So
to
this
40
was
lead in favor of Rebellion
gonna
at
be
the moment
sus.
here. Sentinels have to move into their own
Sen
setup,
should
and
get
they
this
have
camo.
to hold on to it for dear life. They do,
gonna have to kill him again,
grab
though.
a hold of camouflage, which is going to be huge for Sentinels. Sparty
keep
does a
their
great
setup, they're gonna
job
have to
of
slay
staying
again.
alive, but right now it's keep away time. It's time for you to get the slays onto Rebellion that you desperately need, and you have to trade out your life in order to do so. You're playing a dangerous
holding
game.
ball?
We're playing for trades. They need clean
What the
slays,
hell?
do Sentinels.
Yo, look at Suppress.
What
It's
the
the role
hell
that he
just
plays.
happened?
I'm
What are they
telling you,
doing?
He sits behind, he gets the damage in. You saw him play his life there. Didn't give information away, and he stayed alive
Yo, is
on that
Sen
window
trolling?
side.
What the
Pokes
fuck was
out at
that?
the perfect moment, gets the damage in, and there you go. Rebellion take round number 1 in this game number 3.
Definitely want to give a shout out to Suppress. I mean, 13 and 6, 5 assists, 42 seconds worth of ball time for him. Literally doing it all across every facet of the game on oddball. Suppress now applying pressure from the left side. Soulstar's gonna play a bit more forward, maybe try to play onto that damage, but Suppress wants to continue to
Whoa.
put damage down to multiple different members. Hopefully Rebellion are able to get the cleanups. As of right now, doesn't look like so.
Yeah, Mental, the last player alive, has to live with this sniper. It's vital for him to do so. Don't want to put this in the hands of Sentinels, especially with them having ball control and this camo being up. And that's
Right in
why
the
you
dick.
keep the sniper. Make sure to put the sniper into the body. Make sure to secure that camo. And now he's creating space. Mental doing everything right now. 3 down for Sentinels.
A lot of
Camouflage
damage.
just about up, and Soul Snipe finds himself one shot and still is able to grab hold of it, get his shields almost back. Suppressed with the rotation, drops ball. He knows he has to put down that damage. Soul Snipe is giving off information left and right with this camouflage. Doesn't exactly get a kill, but hopefully
Fast
with that
collapse out of
information,
Sen.
Rebellion are able to get these kills and move into their own setup. Mental is getting aggressive. Lethal is
good
one
milk
shot.
by the GOAT.
He has his back smack out of him. By the time Lethal ends up going down, the rest of Sentinels, they're already pushed up.
Yeah, I mean, losing that camo there was a bit aggressive, right? He goes for the peak, wants to try and get as much damage as possible, but it was Sentinels who creep up on that camo spawn and take him out. Because of that, camo's not going to be utilized. Now Sentinels is kind of able to run free right now with ball on their side of the map.
On board now with Falcon is taking heavy damage here from the A side. Somehow finds the
my
exit,
God.
but I think he's still being hunted down.
Gets
There
one,
it is.
though.
At least gets a kill along
Wow.
with it. Cycle with the double to answer right back. 3 out of 4 members of Sentinels are down, and the final one in Lethal is trying to get through the big door.
Nice
Great
shots.
damage, great kill. Perfect out of him. Is it enough to stop Rebellion?
Well, Rebellion still have that ball in their hands. So
Spectator
again,
laggy as
getting that
shit right
perfect
here.
and trading out is not what you want, especially when Rebellion have full control. And one thing I gotta point out about Rebellion is these rotations, they're so clean, always at a perfect time. They're getting this ball rotated, they're playing this ball off the map, and they're still able to get a couple of kills as well. With Suppress being the last player alive, these couple of kills are
good
huge, and he
repulse
gets
by
2
Foul.
of them. Puts one player down to no shields as well.
Sentinels don't get the opportunity to grab a hold of that ball, but immediately shut down is Boo Boo Doo. And Soul Snipe once again grabbing his second camouflage
Oh
in a
my
row,
God.
but ends up moonwalking
What a
his
nade.
way right into Lethal's grenade.
Yeah, that's beautiful right there, right? Generally, you see players throw nades directly on that camo pillar, but you're seeing the meta shift a bit where players will they'll walk backwards with camo and use that pillar as a line of sight. Lethal read that all day long, throws a perfect nade and once again gets rid of camo out of the hands of Rebellion.
A perfect play just
Sparty gets
means
2.
a perfect counterplay is needed to stop it, and Lethal does just that. And
Sparty
Sparty
just put damage on
is
the whole
doing what
lobby.
He does damage onto Rebellion right now, while somehow ratting out to stay alive, really forcing Rebellion to overextend in order to get that kill. Meanwhile, Boo Boo Doo trying to rotate the ball, he stopped short A well-placed grenade onto Lethos, forcing him back towards the rat tunnel, back towards his teammate to try to stay alive, while Rebellion immediately takes space and surround the rat side players. These nades, these shots are
wow, never mind.
Not for Rebellion, definitely for Sentinels.
Oh, so good. Soulsnipe just did a crazy
Damn.
job there, doing massive damage in the rat tunnel, isolating the player
Rebellion's
coming out from
like-
big door.
Rebellion's
Realized that he
actually
was
pissing in
pushing,
this game, dude.
isolates him and kills him as well. Just a beautiful job by Soulsnipe once again to put this
Bro, shoot
sniper to
your
work
DMR.
and do massive damage. Rebellion 51-15 lead still in this oddball round number 2, and they're up around as well.
Running out of ammo quickly. And that sniper is Soul Snipe, and I saw 2 members
What are we doing?
on the top mid side for Sentinels. Luckily, Soul Snipe doesn't go in for the early challenge. It's taking a bit of a low route here. Gets a couple free shots onto Sparty, suppressed off a screen, taking down Maj and Boo Boo. 2 members of Sentinels now trying to put down any kind of damage. This is way too much time for Rebellion. 67
Where is the
to
rest of
15
Sen?
lead, and it's still going as Mental still has that ball in hand. Sentinel, they want to break the setup quickly, but you can't make too many mistakes. Otherwise, Rebellion are going to burn you for it every time. Look at that rotation.
Good
Yeah,
rotation,
once again,
you
right?
should die.
Sentinels do a good job. They stall and wait for the
isn't gonna be
spawns to come
played.
up
Oh
on
my
the
God, it
B
is.
so that they can push
Wow.
together. They see the break in their eyesight, but then the rotation comes out once again by
And
Rebellion.
it's just so
they
slow
get the
on
ball
the
played,
uptake.
and now Sentinels have to fight for this play ball. Rebellion are playing this perfectly. This entire game has been perfectly played by this
No bullshit, it
Shopify
has.
Rebellion roster.
Him spinning right now.
78 points and counting here for Rebellion. Sentinels find himself in an uphill battle, down already 0-1
Beautiful
in
ball
rounds.
movement in this game.
Soul Snipe grabbing a hold. It's
another setup and another camo.
camouflage in a row. Third
is.
camouflage
That's a good
in
trade
row
by
here for
Sparty.
Soul Snipe. It ends up with a trade, but he trades out his life to put Sentinels 3 down. He trades out his life to potentially
Now they're
give
reading the spawns
Rebellion
green. They're gonna
last 10
rotate this.
seconds. He trades out his life to maybe, just maybe, give Rebellion
They might even fucking win the game here.
2-1 series lead as they continue to rotate this ball. Mental goes down.
Oh my
Soul Snipe
God.
snatches it up. 3 down
Yo,
to
these-
Rebellion, but the
these brothers
final
might be
player
different at
alive
oddball.
is the same player that started off that play. 2-1 Shopify Rebellion.
Rotations were actually
Just a beautiful
fucking
job once
flawless in that
again by
game.
Soul Snipe at the very end of that. You saw
That was good shit.
trade, right? Yes, he had camo,
That was
but
good
getting
shit.
that trade gave Sentinels a spawn all the way on B, which allowed the rotation through bottom center, allowed them to get all that extra time, and allowed them to get the victory as well in a 2-1 series lead. Shopify look extremely solid here in this series versus Sentinels. Sentinels have to answer back.
Dude, I know he wasn't the leading slayer on his team, but there was just so many plays that Soul Snipe was making that just don't always show up on the stat sheet. And I just think like he was definitely one of the leading reasons why he won that, behind Suppress's incredible 24 kills and 7,000 damage. I don't want to take anything away from anybody on that team, but when we were on the point of Soul Snipe, he was just making such impactful plays. And I feel like if you play the game enough, you know they're like, dude, that's a play right there. That's a play right there that's gonna net you 10 to 15 seconds worth of ball time. And it just kept adding up for Shopify Rebellion and Sentinels. They just weren't getting that same output out of any player, to be honest with you. Not maybe Lethal a bit in the beginning, but nobody else able to match Soul Snipe's
They're gonna make
effectiveness
me
and his
watch
presence
Forbidden.
on the map.
Yeah, you got to talk about it, right? It's constantly, you say it all the time, the stats, the things that don't show up on the stat sheet. But it's very important to understand that because, generally it's a rule like stay alive, stay alive. You have camo, stay alive. Well, no, I mean, camo, you trade camo for a victory in that round, 100% you die there. 100% you go for that trade because you're aware of those spawns. And again, it's what makes Rebellion a really solid team. Their rotations, their
you locking
objective
in?
play in general. But now
This
we go on
goofy-ass
to the
map.
newest map of the HCS. It's Forbidden. And honestly, Tony, this map has grown on me quite a bit.
And both Mental with the double kill. Both of these teams very good capture the flag teams, but I think Forbidden really is a bit of an X factor. It's obviously been now for a little bit of time now, still the newest map in the HS, and I think teams are still trying to define the meta on this map. As Overshield hasn't been picked up yet. Finally, it looks like Shopify Rebellion might have been able to grab a hold of it, and of course that man on screen, Soul Snipe, 3 camos in a row and now 4 power-ups in a row, dating back since live fire. Soul Snipe just being greedy right now.
I love it. I love it. I love him controlling all, and you know, he gets that massive value. Once again, that's 3 dead, make that 4 dead. You see him once again. Yes, he trades out the overshield, but he gets the value. He has sniper in the hands of Cycle. A very interesting spawn on the top center of the map there. I think they blocked the back spawns. This is gonna go against them here in this flagpole. I'm not sure if they're gonna get this very easy, Tony.
So far, Rebellion do have a 1 slay advantage. Not much here as Falcated drops a couple grenades, and Soul Snipe's able to take down Spartan off his screen. 2 down go Sentinels. Suppressed now moving in this flag. You were worried, but apparently, Rebellion, they weren't.
Yeah, beautiful job right there. Just a little bit of a scary spawn on the top center of the map, but when, you know, they take this flag route towards the bottom tunnel, you kind of go in there scot-free. You don't take any damage, and there it is, the first cap for Rebellion.
These brothers on Rebellion might be different, man.
Just
I don't know.
Another flag run.
Wait.
Are they? No, they're not running
Are
this.
they pulling it? No, they're not pulling it just yet. They've got to get this OS. Very important OS here once again. If Rebellion get this OS,
my God, they are running
going
this.
to
Never
be
mind.
very bad for Sentinels in this situation. It's up to Cycle to
Oh my
stay
God, they're
alive
running
and get
this.
They're still moving this flag.
Oh my God, they're running this.
It was like
What the hell's going on? Where are Sentinels at?
Right when you look, and then the moment you looked away, that's when they ran. And they're messing with you, Tim. Tim, they're messing with you. I saw that with my own eyes right there. They relayed that flag so quickly off of that slight hesitation.
They actually didn't.
I don't know what happened over shield, but apparently
They actually didn't run that
Shopify
fast at all.
Rebellion showing they don't even need the overshield in order to cap your.
And all of Sen was alive.
So tough to do. 2-0 lead right now, and so
They just ran that shit in.
Raining down hell on the Sentinels.
This is insane. Boo Boo has 1 kill.
We talked about this, you know, off screen. We talked about how you said that Shopify could potentially contend for top 4, and I'm gonna be honest, Tony. I in my head went absolutely not, no way. But the way they're looking against Sentinels right now, I understand this is an online tournament. They look extremely solid there, and you know that surprise cap. I'm old, but I missed that because all the attention was on overshield. That's exactly what Shopify.
This is gonna be a run,
wanted,
though.
But wait a minute, they go 3 down.
It should be a run.
Counter cap being pulled here. Sentinels already have this flag over toward the low side.
Yo, imagine.
Over towards the back ramp. If Spartan's able to turn that corner, it's it. And if he's not dead by now, that's going to be a capture for Sentinels. They are not out of it just yet.
Oh my God. This brother's different.
Sparty dropped the flag, lined up the snipe, and then switched over to that player right as he does a backflip and gets caught in that. That was, I don't know if that was a mistake or just the greatest observer I've ever seen in my life.
Dude, that was so
There's now Cycle
great.
just gonna run away with the snipe.
Shot come out, switch. Oh man, absolutely.
Oh, but look, still got their
insane.
snipe.
The cap does go in
What
for
the goat doing?
Sentinels. Very quick, right? This map plays really quickly, and it's gonna just speed up as time goes on, which, in my opinion, gives for some exciting games. Right? You have the pace can slow pretty drastically based off of this OS grab, but overall a very fast game type here. And as the meta shifts, and as
they're
people get
fucking
more
running this
comfortable
though.
with the map,
That's gonna be game.
Caps here coming out
That's
of these
dead ass
teams
game.
in HCS.
They just ran the flag
Might
in.
just see another quick
Yo,
cap
yo.
coming out of Rebellion. They
Yo,
already
yo.
have Sentinel's flag outside of their base, and Cycle's really doing a great job of putting his
Look at the-
putting
look at
his
the flag.
body between the Sentinels members that are coming off of spawn and the flag that is already towards
Okay, it's by
the
itself.
map. Still
Wait.
not touched just yet. Sentinels.
Did I get the
Rebellion
touch?
3 down.
Oh!
It's gonna be too good, and now
Okay.
the final spawning player of
All right,
Cycle,
Sen
the
stays
first one to
alive.
go down, the first one to go up, kept just out of reach of that flag. Sentinels
All
have
of
now
Shopify is
infiltrated
spawning,
the
though. They gotta
base
kill
of
him again.
Rebellion. Now they have an opportunity to maybe turn
Actually,
that
they forced the
failed
OE,
cap
so
by
this flag is
Rebellion
gonna get out.
into a counter cap for themselves, because it's already past the 50%.
Two are still
portion
pinned
of
in the
map.
base and
It's
2
already,
OE'd.
I believe,
Now it's
in
just
their
on if the
back
guys who
tunnel
OE'd
going up the ramp
die or
right
get their
now.
kills or not.
Sentinels might be
One of
able
them
to
dies.
tie things up here. I don't know where Rebellion at, but they're too far behind. We have a tied up game.
Still one in the
Next
base.
cap is gonna end it.
Yeah, you know, Rebellion took a very unorthodox route right there, going through the tunnel, like you said. That's a weird route.
This might
to
be a
take
counter
because
cap.
You're kind of pinched from the high ground, and Sentinels did
Al
a great
dies.
job of utilizing that high ground to stop that cap from happening. And like you
they're
said,
not
they
running this,
tie
though.
it up now 2-2.
This
Hang
next
on.
capture, the next capture, excuse me, is either going to send us into an elimination game number 5 or end the series here and knocking somebody
trade?
down
What the
to the
fuck?
elimination bracket. Tied up at 2 apiece as we switch gears over towards Soul Snipe. Already finds himself a kill and does some great damage onto Boo Boo Doo Boo while simultaneously staying alive in the enemy team Snipe. Meanwhile, Suppressed doing damage, laying down the law.
Doing
Still, 3
damage.
down go Rebellion, and Suppressed does end up going down. Sentinels now have an opportunity to take map position on Rebellion and make them very uncomfortable.
Our Rebellion was something that makes them extremely good besides their objective efficiency is the damage difference, right? They just do a great job of utilizing those angles and putting that damage in. It just seems like maybe on this map, the angles aren't discovered just yet because Sentinels are consistently finding them isolated one on one. You see it right there in Mental. He goes down. The flag is pulled out. They just need a couple more kills and this flag will go.
Sentinels have been able to weather the storm here, and now it's Shopify Rebellion, the boys in green that find themselves 3 down. Rebellion were looking like they were going to
send for 3 in a row
right now. But if there's one thing I learned, you never doubt Falcon. You never doubt.
Hang on, he's gonna die.
Certainly don't doubt.
Hang on. No, okay, they should get this. They should get this.
Flag is almost just about home.
GG.
Yeah,
wow, that's 3 in a row from Sen.
Player in position, and there you
We're
go.
going to game 5.
Who bring us to a game 5.
Can't believe this shit.
I told you before. All
right, you know what?
Say it again real quick for you, because I
Also,
don't think you were listening to me active.
Credit where it's due.
It's not the first nor the last time.
I actually didn't hate watching that game. Unforbidden.
Shopify Rebellion and
That was decently
Sentinels
entertaining.
match up
I'll give it to
in
him.
a match that means this. But this is a match to make it into the semifinals.
Hell of a
by
map
the way,
out of
here at the
Sparty.
winners bracket. This is a match to decide just who, maybe the 4th best team in the entire league. This is a rivalry in the making here in year 3, and if you don't see it by now, I think you're watching with your eyes closed. I love this matchup between this new Shopify Rebellion roster, just put together, by the way, and the tried and true.
Damn, son.
The old school, if you will, bringing their entire roster back from year 2 to year 3 when everybody was making changes. That's right. That's Sentinels,
2H5 kids.
and game 5 is on the way.
You would probably call Sparty an H2A kid.
Go back to that column. I mean, Sparty absolutely popped off in that game.
And a Reach
you
kid.
love to see it, right?
Or like
it's
the old heads.
To
be fair, though,
game out of him. 18-7, willing his team.
Actually, I don't know. That might be fair.
You need players like that.
That was a long ass time ago at this point.
It's gonna be one player who takes the spotlight.
God, that's
and he
weird.
runs with it, right? That's exactly what happened there. The damage.
That makes me feel way older than I should, bro.
A beautiful job right there by Sparty at the very end, of course, as well, to capitalize.
His brother
on
Lick's
that
still been playing for
Shopify overextended
what, like 14 years now? He's been pro for like 14 years.
That you know looked to be in a great position to go in, but sometimes you overextend at the wrong points of the game. And here we go, Tony. It's your favorite couple of words.
Even Sparty been playing for about that long.
It's game 5.
He's been pro for like 10 years.
I'm gonna just say a little more hype. Give me one more time.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for game number 5?
Oh, now I got the goosebumps. Game
Yo,
number 5
perfectly
is
timed with
on
the music,
way,
actually.
and we take it
Alright,
here
I was about to
beat
clown
you.
him because they ain't got no
First to 50
crowd.
kills takes the win. 12 minutes
But
on the
the way that was timed with the
camouflage
music was
over
actually
towards
pretty
the
fire.
big map. Don't forget about that shock. Boo-boo doo-boo. As I forgot about that power-up, though.
Shout out Tim and Tony to GOATs, bro.
He's about to grab both.
Boo Boo gets
I
away
want
with
to
the
talk about
camo.
where that shroud screen was
He's not gonna
placed,
get away,
right?
never mind.
Great job. He ends up going down with the camo, but you watch that shroud screen. It was halfway where the camo was and halfway on the platform as well, so we could go on the platform and stay alive. Thankfully enough for the side of Rebellion, they were able to kill him quickly.
Shock somehow into hands of suppressed. 4 members of Sentinel stuck stretched between the A and the
Oh, this brother's cheating.
And Rebellion taking their time to try to find
Look,
the
he's
angles
walling.
necessary.
Up,
Falcon
up.
does
Wait,
get a
Lee
double
cheated.
kill though, which ends up leading to a Rebellion 3
fucking
down.
around.
Looks like Sentinels, they hold on to that A side setup.
What's really going to be interesting to me is just how this camo is played with the shock rifle combination. We saw Rebellion just really good and solid and making sure to control these power-ups. You saw it time and time again. The question for me is, are they going to continue to do that here in this
play
game?
by Sparty.
Or is this man on your screen going to take over like he did in game number 4?
3 down once again, go Rebellion. Rebellion really need a reset. They've been so good at coming off a spawn and getting aggressive immediately, but as of right now, they need to reset, need to regain. And looks like that's exactly what they do. Back to a 4v4 scenario. No team wants to be the first one to go down. Sentinels double push through the C side. Sparty just moments behind, but Lethal the first one to go down, leaving Falcon by himself. And Sparty, although he's able to get the kill over towards the tower side, it looks like the rest of Rebellion are getting aggressive. Soul Snipe takes down Falcon. Cycle almost gets
Look at Licks, though.
Shopify Rebellion end up going 3 down. And by the way, Lethal, he just spawned.
I mean, that looked really scary, right? Cycle played his life so well there on the back of Hydro, but it was Sentinels
Exposed.
who make sure
How's
to
it going, bro?
isolate the angle on him, make sure he cannot get any damage, and it's Sentinels with the second camo of the game in the hands of Lethal.
Just 4 kills separating these two, make it 3. Lethal does some, oh man, good shots on Soul Snipe. Camouflage still in the hands of Lethal. Psycho not able to pick up on that damage that Soul Snipe was able to create. So now Lethal just roaming the map, giving information to the rest of his team, but more importantly, just waiting for the right time to strike. And there it is. 3-shot melee goes down.
I'm glad to hear it, bro.
Screen. Nobody on Rebellion gets to clean up here.
I am doing good as well,
18 to
bro. I
14
appreciate you
Sentinels.
asking.
They
Just
still have
chilling.
an advantage.
Yeah, it's a really important kill
Watching
there on
some
the
of
pipe
the
side. Lethal
HCS
takes out an
coverage,
important player
vibing.
on the top of gold. That way, his teammates are able to get the crosses freely there, and he also gets to spawn
Been doing pretty well
for his
recently.
teammate on that pipe side as well. So great play by Lethal, and they're going to continue to hold this pipe control in a very impressive way as Rebellion continue to
Put
send
out
players
a bunch
their
of stuff
way.
on YouTube this week. I'm working pretty hard.
Switching gears back over to Lethal. He's being forced back, but it looks like
Been taking care of a lot
Falcon
of
just
stuff.
flies in there to
Been
trade
good.
out his life there. Not bad when you already have a 4-kill advantage. 2 members of Rebellion are rotating from the C to the long haul side. Lethal did get that information. Will they headbutt? Will they out-rotate? It looks like we have half the members doing both. Half the members watching the long haul push, the other half watching the A push. The problem with this is you're kind of stuck
No,
back
unfortunately,
gold
I will
right now,
not be at
and once that
Arlington.
damage starts
Arlington
coming
is going to
in,
be
you
the
better
first
win your
event
gunfight. Soul
of
Snipe
Infinite that I will have to
flies
miss.
over toward the gold stair like a
Unfortunately.
bat out of hell.
I'm actually pretty
The
bummed
rest
about
of
it, but
Rebellion clear out gold,
I will be
double
traveling.
kill for
I'll actually be out the
suppressed
country.
Sentinels, right back to respawn.
Yeah, and I really like after they clear out gold, they push
So,
through and create space on the
unfortunate.
map. You don't want to get trapped inside of the pipes there, especially with
But
the
I wouldn't
push
miss
coming
it if
through.
it wasn't
So
for
you
a
see
good reason,
Suppressed
you know what I'm
make
saying?
his way out, especially with this very important shock rifle in his hands. We'll see what he's able to do with it.
Suppress wants to catch up to Mental.
I will have to miss Arlington.
He and Mental want to work a
I'll be
1-2
traveling,
combo to attack this
but
camouflage, but Sparty
I'm very
being
fingers
such
crossed
a nuisance.
that,
Eventually, Sparty goes down. Suppress does end up getting
I
a
will
double
be able
kill.
to
My
go
question is,
to
what happened to Camo?
London.
It looks like Mental just grabbed it, and he also just got some cover fire with that shroud to stay
If
alive.
Quadrant
All 4
hurries
members of
up and
Rebellion
announces
up,
it
tied
in the next
up
few days, I
at
might be able to go.
25 apiece,
I
and
need them
largely
to
because of that man you just
give me the
saw
dates,
on screen,
though.
Suppress 10 and 5. Mental with the camo.
Mental
Yeah,
got
we
one.
saw Sentinels were able to get the first 2 camos,
Won't
and this
even
is
matter.
still a pretty much a tied game here. So let's see what Rebellion is able to do with their very first
go
camo
Mental.
of this game. This
Did
impact
they not
could
know about
be
the guy
crazy.
bottom elevator? Oh, now they do.
Mental trying to find the right angle. Ends up getting on his offense, maybe a bit too late. Soul Snipe did end up going down and Suppressed though right off the spawn.
Hell yeah,
Immediately
Exposed.
rotates
Well,
over towards his teammate.
if I do
Mental
end up
Suppressed gonna
going,
watch each other's back.
you'll have to say what's
Soul
up.
Snipe taking a lot of space along with Cycle. Rebellion immediately have map control, great positioning, but will positioning be enough? Sentinels, their teamwork, really tough to break.
As we wait for the push here, I just want to give a quick shout out to Lucid who rated the channel. I just got word, so thank you very much for
Hey, shout out
community
Tommy
bringing on
Lucid.
through, or bringing your community on through, I should say. 30 to 30 tied up here. Rebellion on the greater end of the camos, at least in terms of getting camo control. Sentinels looking to fight back regardless. It's a tie game now, and it's a very, very strong setup on this long haul side, but they decide to split through, and Boo has a shock.
Maja Boo Boo coming in. And raising hell does exactly what he needs to do. Trades are going down. Falcon takes down Cycle. Suppressed. The one-shot player not able to stay alive. Mental coming in. I'm not sure that was a skill jump or the grapple, but doesn't matter. He's sent packing right back. 3-kill advantage once again. Sentinels have control. And Falcon is now rotating the
hopefully
shot into a
I'll be able
more
to make it to London,
favorable power position onto
but
the A side.
the rest of the events this year
Make it a
should be a
full
pretty sure
squad
thing.
while Falcon is on a killing spree.
And
We
now
have
Sentinels have a camo to
Atlanta,
couple alongside
and
all
then
of that.
Salt
It's
Lake
a
again,
very solid lead,
and
32
then,
to 41.
Seattle
Sentinels
again,
leading
in October.
in this game number 5.
And I
a
should be
very
at all of
important
those
game
events.
for both of these teams, of course.
Be dope.
Sparty looking to be aggressive with his camo now. Gets caught out.
Unfortunate
but still
that I
gets
gotta miss
kill
the
and stays
one.
alive.
But
3
should
down
still
once
have
again, find
some,
Rebellion, and
some good ones to go
Sentinels
to.
really have complete control. I don't want to be a negative Nancy, but I gotta point out Mental 2 and 11, only 4 assists right
Yo.
now. You had a camouflage at one point.
Damn,
in this
son.
game. Some way, somehow, things had
Soul
to be
Snipe
better
also already died
for
14 times.
For Mental and Rebellion. large reason why they
This is
find
tough right here.
themselves so far behind. As Mental gets caught out, double push out of them. Sparty ends up getting the kill.
Whoa!
They're coming with kills of their own, but that stick or the headshot, either way, that player is going down. 3 down for Rebellion. The final 3 kills. Just
Big game out of
here for
Falcated.
Sentinels, and Rebellion find themselves so
Which
far
event do I live the
behind.
closest to? Probably
An
Atlanta.
uphill battle
Atlanta's
would be
like
an understatement.
4-ish
They're
hours for me.
climbing a
4.5.
mountain right now.
Yeah, I absolutely love the side of Sentinels though showing up here. Look at
Like a 4-hour
18
drive,
and
4.5
12.
hour drive. I should
That's
say.
what showcases a great player. Being
It would
able
be
to
an
show up in these
absurdly
game
short
number
flight.
5s, and you see right there in Sentinels who move on, Rebellion get tossed to the lower bracket.
Good clutch out of Sen right there. Down 0-2 in the game
How
3
many times we talked
CTF.
about it, man? You don't doubt these boys.
Backs against the
You
wall.
don't doubt the boys on Sentinels. They have too much
Yeah,
experience.
I live in Nashville,
too much
Tennessee, which is kind
firepower,
of
too much fundamentals.
mid-central,
They're handsome as hell.
south.
They smell good. They have a
Southeast.
firm handshake. Let me tell you,
Something
one that
like
can
that.
probably break a weaker man's hands. The Sentinels just at every part of life.
What
would
the
just
hell
win.
going on with the audio,
I
bro?
love-
Was that me?
Wish I could win that much, but that's
Was that me?
beautiful.
What just
Sentinels,
happened? Damn.
as you said, a team who didn't change their roster amongst the entire
Yeah, Salt Lake
hurricane
probably
that
like
was
Salt
the
Lake and Seattle both
roster
probably
changes
like
that happened in the offseason.
3-hour
Stuck their
flights
guns,
for
stuck
me,
with their
something like
guns,
that.
stuck with the roster, built that chemistry, which is so important. And
they'd
you
be
know,
very long
also,
drives.
like such good friends as well. So that helps even more, right? You know, getting along with your teammates.
London's a 4-hour drive.
As
Word.
you can see, a very solid Shopify Rebellion roster, still not able to contend
That's
when
not
it
bad.
matters the most
That's
in
not
that game.
bad.
50 to 37.
Although, I will say,
just a very
4
convincing
hours-
win by Sentinels there.
Or a 4-hour road
Well,
trip
guys,
in America.
We saw an amazing game 5.
It's not
and,
considered very
something
long.
tells me we're going to have more of those throughout the rest of this tournament and more
But
action ahead of us.
I don't know,
we
that
send
might
it
be-
over
that might be
to
super long.
Alley and Tools and kind of set us up for what
Over
we're
there.
going to see here very soon.
Shopify Rebellion, a really strong team indeed, and I believe I heard that they were a recently formed team. And also, I
Elliot
just want
and
to call
Tools,
out
man.
Tony saying that they're an early rivalry, and we're already going on Game 5 versus Sentinels here.
Yeah, I want to see it in land, right? Like we saw that Spartan Boo Boo Doo Boo going up against the Shopify Rebellion team all off season. But I want to see these two teams face on land. I feel like this is going to be
100%.
a series that we're going to see,
We'll see it all
a
on
lot
land.
this year. These teams are neck and neck, but so far the execution of Sentinels just seems to be that little
we got a
bit
Rhino
better.
POV. Let's
And
go.
What do we have here? This looks like a
Turn me
Game
up,
5
bro.
situation
Greatest
out
player in
here.
Halo history,
It's like the
Rhino.
perfect time to jump into it. Listen in. What's going on here?
Let's go.
Dead. Another one in red, I think. Maybe one red VR.
Behind me. Full.
Before Arlington, who would you
No,
pick
don't
as your
go,
top
rotate,
6
rotate.
in winning the event?
Rotate a glass.
Okay, so
we're good.
FaZe is gonna win.
Yeah, I'm getting.
I believe Optic's gonna get
Oh
second.
my god. One
It
shot.
might even get swept in
Yes, we got one
finals.
of red.
FaZe might even just piss slam
Bottom
in
mid, jump
finals.
stack, bottom mid.
SSG finna get third.
In front tower.
One shot main clear.
Sentinels finna get fourth.
Give me a main clear, one shot. Nice. Another one bottom tower.
And then fifth, sixth.
Bottom tower half. I'm leaving him. One shot.
Dead mid.
Ammo soon.
It's one of my reds. One of my
We're
red.
rotating back to C. Yeah. I'm trying to hold on.
I'm gonna die here, guys.
Have fold to A.
Upper dead.
Nice.
Nice.
Come up
Another
right
one's
now.
up red.
I actually don't know.
Have fold.
Fifth, sixth is
Bottom
hard.
A.
My hot take is that Optic's gonna get
Bottom A.
second at the opener
Two pipes on me. Two pipes on me.
because I think SSG is gonna have some
Fuck him up,
growing
fuck him up.
pains.
Nice.
I think once we get to the
Getting
second
kills.
major,
Going
I
red
think
VR. Red
SSG
VR going
is gonna
down
put
red
it
two.
together.
Slowly.
And I think we're gonna get
Facing him.
we're probably gonna get an
Maybe
SSG A's
No idea.
finals.
Nice.
So like the second,
Half
maybe the
half on
third
me, two guys.
major.
One shot. Three on me all week or 2 weeks.
Last three. I can't fight that.
I think Optic is always usually very
We're
strong
going tower.
in the beginning of the season.
I made sure no one crossed your
And they sort of slump in the
Okay,
middle.
someone long randomly.
I'm A ledge.
Alright,
Okay. One's
Could be-
bottom A.
Could be in your pipes already.
Stickies.
Bottom A hurt. I
Yeah,
damage
we
on
have-
him.
Alright.
Sticky
Fifth,
top,
sixth
I'm a sticky
though,
top.
like
Two
I think
top A.
I think Sen is pretty clearly like the
Hey,
fourth
you're
best
okay.
team.
They're hitting me needles.
Maybe damage. I
Noodles.
might have
It's
damage.
bad. It's bad.
Nice.
Oh, I also just realized
Still bad. Can we hold it, Kat?
Complexity's playing FaZe here.
Last two top 8. Last two top 8. Last two top 8. My push.
Don't tap him.
No, they're
Oh,
not
they didn't
pushing.
push, they didn't
Not
push.
pushing, not
Alright,
pushing.
alright.
I'm in red again.
Maybe walk at them.
Yeah, we have good space here. We have good space here. They have to hit.
Hold on.
pipe.
Yeah, fifth, sixth is tough. I guess
Watch
you.
it, watch it, pipes.
I'd probably say Shopify.
Two shots dropping on you.
Battle Zed, Battle Zed.
Look at top eight.
One shot hill, one shot hill.
That's bullshit. He got wall banged.
Get long.
Yeah, Jason, careful.
I'm gonna be
Right
Josh.
there.
I don't know, bro. Shopify and somebody.
Start walking out.
Who else do we got? I don't think.
Here, Ethan.
I mean, native maybe, but I don't.
First here.
I think they need time. And also,
On the spiral, 1, 2 there, 2
they
there.
haven't proven it to me yet.
On the box, weak. Two shots. Two, last, you're left, 1v1.
1v.
Oh my god.
Nice.
Where are we spawning them?
We spawn them red. We spawn them red. One shot pipes.
Red, tower weak.
I have max in. We should go red. We should walk
48,
red.
46.
I have 2 kids, 1.
I'm jumping up.
Okay. Balance one.
Can't see village. I'm hitting village now.
Ledge. Let's go!
Baby, go boys!
Shitless.
That's our fucking strat right there. That's the whole fucking game. Let's go, man.
No, the strap
Didn't fuck it up. I mean, that too. You fucking.
Damn, that's a hot take exposed. You said Faye's gonna get third at the opener.
Like, it's fucking beautiful.
That's actually perfect.
Yeah, sorry on the battery display. I thought we were just.
Yeah. We.
Did they just beat him in game 5?
I thought one was hitting my pipes and I had no more nades.
Yeah.
I spawned long haul, Ethan. That's fine.
Yeah.
Nah, yeah, I wasn't like blaming you guys for like.
Was that a game 5, dude?
Yeah, I just put myself in a bad spot.
Okay, there's no way you don't have any thoughts on this. FaZe just lost against Complexity, and they're going to bottom bracket.
Huge
Damn.
upset, right? I don't think anyone saw this coming.
Online
Game 5
cheese, perhaps?
stayed neck and neck all the way through, and
Yeah, maybe
it felt
Complexity like that.
Descendant just took over the game at the end. Love seeing those game 5s. Both these teams going to be meeting in that semifinals.
What do you mean FaZe hasn't been playing well?
Complexity
What do
Sentinel's
you
going to
mean?
start off our day. Space Station Optic going to be right after that, but we still
What do
have
you
an
even
elimination
mean?
bracket to worry about. But man, just stellar games in the winners quarterfinals so far.
An elimination bracket we do have indeed, and we have some really cool teams down there that we wanted to check out. We were scoping out Sharks, isn't that right?
Yeah, Sharks a really interesting team. They lost to Reversal Perfy.
Bro, I
just
know
one
FaZe won
round
the first
before
Open Cup.
quarters,
Did they win the
and it
last
was
one too?
A reverse sweep that sent them into the elimination
Don't tell me they
bracket.
won both of
The
them.
Sharks team going to be that team led by Monster, joined with Manny and Super CC. Some players that were left out in the waiting, teaming up.
They did!
Today.
FaZe won them
And
both!
This is going to be a really important
What do you mean
series
they
for
haven't been
them.
playing well?
They're going to have to get probably past, I think it's going to be Cloud9, but we're not sure yet, right? And anything can happen in these brackets. I'm really curious.
So FaZe
how
won the
this
World
team is gonna
Championship and they've
perform.
won both online
love
tournaments.
to see the new look
They quite literally.
of this team.
I mean,
And
they might
hopefully
not have
we
been
can
playing
check
their
it out
best.
really soon for anybody joining
But they've
us.
won everything.
We got our winner semis all set up for tomorrow. We got our teams there. Complexity versus Sentinels tomorrow. SSG
Now, I'll give
versus
you that.
Optic will be
Maybe
the first game we will be watching tomorrow.
maybe they're not
First
playing at
thing.
their
There you
peak.
have
Maybe
it,
they're
guys.
not
First winner
100%.
semis for tomorrow are
Damn, bro.
set.
If they're
And
not playing
then,
at 100% and they're
game's
still
not
winning
over.
everything, then
The day's not over. Like we said, elimination bracket
This
coming
team might be
in
busted.
just a moment.
As if that's a
Sharks
surprise.
will be the team that we will be looking at with Monster, Arctic, Manny, and Super CC. They just got reverse swept by Reversal Perfy,
Oh,
which I
damn.
wanted to point out because the team name was pretty well chosen.
who's on Reversal
indeed.
Perfy?
Reversal Perfy has Cherish, Breaking Shot, Mortally, and Piggy on.
Oh, I
that
see.
duels. I'm still thinking about this.
Isn't that the team that just dropped
The
Super
upset,
CC?
Fives have been crazy. Like I love it. Love the teams that we have going on tomorrow, and I love the support that we've gotten today. We had a couple hype trains going so far, but we were at we ended last week at like 2,200 subs. Now we're back down to under 2K, but we're close to 2K. So. Oh, actually, with the subs that we got this morning, we broke 2K once again. So we're at 2,045 subs. Just want to say thank you to everyone that's been hanging out, chilling out with us. And for anyone that's wondering how you can support the
But
stream,
Descendant-
you like all
Descendant
this
is really
Halo
good.
stuff, well, let me tell you some simple ways.
Been
because
very
what we
impressed
do
the way
here
he's been
at
playing
LBT
recently.
Halo is completely community funded. There's no big organization behind us. 343 Microsoft. They don't pay for us to be here doing this. This is all started as a passion project with members of the community wanting to make sure we got as much coverage in as possible. And now we've been able to do so much more. But
shout out
start
LVT,
with the
man.
support that we've gotten here in chat some simple ways you can help. One, watching the ads. You know, they're great. They help support what we're doing. Two, subbing to the channel. A couple ways that you could do that. First, you got the Prime
I'll let them get their little
sub,
plug in.
absolutely free. Don't have to pay any money for that Prime
a couple
sub.
people
The
I've
other
seen
way,
are
just
like
a
kind of
normal sub,
annoyed
or potentially some
at how
gifters
LVT be
Dun,
running a lot of
Fred
ads
47 for done.
and talking about subs a lot
For
and
done
stuff.
47 with the 5 gifted subs to the chat. So if you guys want to help support,
Like,
get us closer to that 2100 sub.
I don't know,
goal
man.
once again,
Like they say,
we appreciate that. I guess
they're not getting no help.
2050 right there
They
for
doing
Don
this all out
getting
of
us to
pocket.
2051.
Plus,
on our
bro,
subs
if
right now.
LVT wasn't
Let's go.
covering
Thank
all
you
the
so much, Fred
opens, if
Zone,
they
again.
weren't throwing
Did I say
online
Fred
tournaments,
Zone?
if they weren't doing the
Sorry,
2v2
I almost
tournaments and
called
shit,
Fred Zone.
Fred won.
nobody else would
We
be.
got Elamite coming
You know
in
what
with
I'm
the
saying?
15 months. Thank you so much, Elamite, for the support. We just talked about Elamite a little bit ago because we're talking about duos, like brother duos. We had a
No,
talking about
I'm all
Ace
for
and
LVT
Elamite. Thank you so
getting
much
theirs,
for the subby, and we also have Marco coming with another Prime.
it means we have
and
Halo
Ender
tournaments to
Zane
watch.
with the Prime as well. Thank you so much. And Tools, you weren't subbed. What's happening here?
I mean, sure, but if HCS isn't gonna stream it,
It doesn't
Some-
say resubscribed.
nobody else will.
It says
You know what I'm saying?
subscribed.
So the fact that LVT
I don't
just
know.
showed up and
36.
is volunteering to do all this out of pocket
36 months. Riznak
is awesome.
with the 5 gifted as well.
36. Isn't that 3 years? This is my 3-year anniversary of being subbed to LVT.
Yeah, I believe so.
Maths.
'Cause obviously-
Do you want?
I'd love it if we had all
you
these
know,
official
us to sing, like,
broadcasts,
an anniversary
and if
or
HCS covered the
anniversary
open
song.
brackets, the tournaments, and all this stuff.
for 3 years right now.
But like, realistically, like if they're not gonna do it,
I almost said antibiotic. That's definitely not their name.
then hell yeah, I'm down for anybody to step in.
7 months as well as
I'm trying to do my part.
7 months. Hey, look at that. They both subbed at the same time, and they renewed them at the same time. They
And
subbed
obviously,
at the same day.
LVT
Good
enables
stuff.
me to make content as
Good
well,
choice.
because here I am,
Good
watch
choice.
party in their
Where are we
stream.
at in the subbies now? What's the goal today again, Tools?
I mean,
I
some
wanna
of
get-
the
I
stuff
wanna
that
at
I
least get
watch
back
party
to
makes it to
2100. I think we
YouTube.
could
So like,
absolutely get back to 2100.
LVT
I
is
think
doing
we
a whole
could
service
be,
for the community
We're
here.
at our peak in the 2200s. But you
Creating
know, we got a couple
content
days.
and-
We got a couple days. We're only
and
40 subs away
spotlighting
for,
amateur
for the
players
2100.
and
So
creating
I think
tournaments
we can,
and
we
stuff
can
like
get
that.
to 2100.
And by extension,
by
that
the end
creates
of the
content
day,
for other
or at least
people.
by tomorrow.
We're at 2060, guys. So only 40 subbies, and we reach our goal for today, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us so far today, and
the
just
thing is,
watching
bro,
the
I think
ad and subbing.
if Halo
and
went to
honestly, just being
PlayStation,
great
I
vibes
think
in
that
the chat.
means only good things.
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa!
I think exclusivity.
Sub-bomb.
I think exclusivity is goofy as hell. And, bro, especially with the current state that Halo is in, like, obviously, as the people who love Halo, right, I think we should want nothing but the best for the game. And I think that means exposing it to the most people and trying to spotlight it as much as possible. And, like, for instance, if Halo was still Xbox exclusive and you had to buy an Xbox to play the game and nobody else could play it, then I think that would significantly limit the amount of eyeballs and also the player base that are watching and playing the game. However, since it's free to play, cross-platform, all these things, which yes does open up different cans of worms, and like obviously now we have problems with cheaters, and that opens the debate between like, you know, mouse and key versus controller and aim assist and all these things. Like, those are annoying things to have to deal with. However, I think it is most advantageous for Halo to be as accessible as possible. As many people can play it on as many platforms as possible. Doesn't matter what you own or what you don't own. You have something that is capable of playing games, you should be able to play Halo and watch the tournaments, play the game and participate in the stuff and be a part of the community. And like, I think the biggest problem for small games like this is like the community, and yeah, I would still consider Halo an extremely small game. I think the problem is that communities have the tendency to get like super tight knit, and then it becomes sort of gate kept, because then it's like everybody gets all defensive about their thing that they love. So I understand that like some people are still like, oh no, it's like an Xbox thing and like Microsoft and blah 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 and console wars and whatever the fuck. But like, I don't know. I think that shit's dumb, and I think Halo should be as available as possible for as many different people as possible, on as many different platforms as possible. And as fans of the game, I think that means nothing but good things. And selfishly, for me as a content creator, if my stuff can reach a larger audience, then that's also good, right?
From Louis, he's on the Xbox.
But that's my
getting
take on that whole thing.
Well, great job by that. And another gifted sub.
I want
5 of
nothing
them.
but the best
Joel
for Halo.
Caliber.
I just want Halo.
5 gifted subs.
Halo
Thank you
doesn't
so
have to be
much
the
for
biggest game in
gifted
the
subs.
world.
$99.
You know,
is
I don't.
crazy, by the way.
Obviously, it would be cool if we had
awesome.
giant
Guys,
ass,
if you want to donate,
you know,
to our
stadiums
PayPal,
with
that is an
$15 million
opportunity that you
world
can do. Just
championships
check
like
our
Dota and League
description
and all this shit.
on the Twitch
And if we were
page.
packing out
For all y'all
venues
over there
and
on
stadiums.
YouTube, thank you guys for watching. I think
But, like,
we've
I don't
been
think we
just,
need
we've
that.
been
If we can
hovering
just
around
have a
700,
healthy
800
community
all day today. Appreciate all
with
y'all
a
watching
sustainable
over on the YouTube.
operation.
I know we don't talk to you guys as much, but we know you're there. We know you're there.
Shout out to the
That's
YouTube
all we can. That's all we
viewers.
can really want here.
We just got a few subbies as well, but I'm still curious to see who the oldest person in chat is. 38 years.
Yeah,
Scroll
and
up.
that would
But, okay,
going to
so the
PlayStation
people
specifically
typing
would
this,
involve
how old
a whole
they were
other
when Halo
community
CE released. So we still have to do
Halo
math and
1.
see who
to
the
participate
youngest
and potentially
person would be.
become involved in the community.
Yeah, is
And
there
that would be the
maybe
oldest.
Go pro.
negatives? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh, they're saying their age
Anyone?
now.
and now
Yo,
they're just
Chad,
gonna
how
say
old were
their
y'all when
age,
Halo 1
right?
came out?
I
Over
guess we can just
9,000.
ask what people's age.
I
are.
was
How
22.
old is everyone?
2. I was 1. I was
Someone
1.
said 11. I just want to figure out, do we have anyone over 60? You know what I'm saying?
There's got to be Eli, maybe.
Ooh, look, Elite's 47. Shout out. Look, ooh, a few 40-year-olds. I love it. I love the 40-year-old gamers. That means they were gaming.
Each one was
when gaming
2001.
Was like they're like frontiers. You know what I'm saying, for their generation of gamers. That's like that's a cool little
80s
spot to be in.
80s, early 90s. No, definitely late 80s gaming.
They're like the arcade gamers, right? Like
Coins.
I
Did you
mean,
ever
I'm
go to an
pretty
arcade?
sure. I'm pretty sure like that's like around the area that like Eli was. You know, like black and white, watching movies, going out. What did they used to do in the 40s?
Evan was 13.
Go to
I was
war.
1.
Yeah, they could also do that.
It was
Yes.
1.
Maybe that's where he got all of his info from.
The way I got into
He's just bringing
Halo
all-
was
all his knowledge.
my uncle went to
I'm pretty sure
college
Eli knew when
I was
when the talkies came out. They used to
I
call
was
them
like
talkies.
4 or
You can
5.
subscribe. Not
And he gave me his
subscribe. You
Xbox,
can,
but I think his
pay
roommate
for
already had one.
Medify from somebody who has World War II experience bringing it to
So when I
Halo.
was like 4 or
That's kinda
5,
cool. A
he gave me an
veteran.
Xbox with
Veteran.
Halo 1 and 2
Veteran
and
Medify.
Splinter Cell and
Troy, Jay,
like Mech Assault and a couple other
Thank you for the
games.
tier
And
1.
so
We
that
also
was
had
like
the
my
South
initial gaming
Reaver.
experience
We
was
subscribing with that
playing
Prime's
that,
free. Hey,
and
you should
specifically
definitely go check to see if you have
specifically
a Prime.
Halo 1 and 2, like the campaigns, like I just played them on repeat, back to front, like over and over and over and over again. And it was that shit, and I also had a PS2, so I played like, you know, Lego Star Wars, and I played like, I don't know, hella goofy shit back in the day. I played like the old Ghost Recon, and like they had like a Desert Storm game back then and shit. I played like, I don't know, I played a bunch of shit, but like Halo, and specifically the Halo 1 and 2 campaigns was like, I don't know, bro. I would play that shit over and over and over again. Especially when I was like super young, because obviously like when I was like 4 or 5 and 6, like I didn't know what the fuck Xbox Live was, like really until like the 360 was out. So I would like literally only campaign and like split screen with like 1 or 2 of my friends, and just over and over and over again. Like that's why I have such a love for the campaigns, like even still today, is because like obviously like I'm super involved in like the competitive side of the game, and like I love the HCS and the esports side of things, and like that's sort of my main focus, but I still have such a love for campaigns, and specifically the original trilogy too, like we were talking about in Halo 1 and 2. Like yeah, just such an elite thing to grow up on, bro. First Halo game was Halo 2. Hell yeah, bro.
No. Have you realized when you watch the VODs or like the game, there's this explosion is everywhere, every half second. It's kind of wild. I don't know.
Do you not
Remember what MLG was in the middle of 08?
I personally like picking up grenades.
I love it.
I think
Straight ripping, bro. I was
right?
wearing my
Like,
straight
I wanna
ripping
roll around with
hoodie
stickies.
earlier
I
today.
want to have my hot take is I want to have a map where I spawn with stickies instead of frags, like they did back in Halo
peep chat.
3 on. I want to say Truth.
I was
know it's
rocking
not
my
Truth.
SSG straight hoodie
it's
earlier
not
today.
Bishop. It's called Heretic. But I
Gang.
want to be doing some insta-splodes. You know what I'm saying? I want to get some insta-splodes going.
So what you're saying is Covenant maps
Gang.
and
I
have
also,
the grenades themed
I'm
to the
wearing,
Covenant maps?
that's crazy actually. I'm wearing my MLG
Yes.
hoodie.
But we have.
Where did my
no
final
Covenant
boss
maps.
one go, bro?
We need a Covenant map.
I also
we
have my
want the
final
Covenant
boss
back.
quarter zip that I wear like every
Covenant
day.
back,
No,
Mitch.
I don't. I
Really?
like the Banished way more.
I got a
than
lot
the
of classic
Nah.
MLG
That's
merch
my hot
actually.
take. I think the Banished is way better as a villain in the Halo universe.
I don't.
I just think they haven't done a good job of
Got a lot of classic
displaying them
MLG
in Halo
merch.
Infinite.
Would you read
Shout
the
out to
books
Somebody
or
turn me up.
something?
Halo Wars
Halo
2.
Wars.
It's goated. I was a champ in Halo Wars 2. I was so good.
Halo
at
Wars
that
is
game.
fire.
Bring it back.
I also
want
did read
Halo
the
Wars
books,
3,
too.
I'm
please.
Team Covenant. I'm Team Covenant.
I think Alec was talking
let's
shit.
See what chat's saying.
She was-
Covenant back.
she
We
was
want the
calling him a
Covenant
nerd.
back.
I read the
Covenant
books.
gang.
Atriox is cool.
Halo books are fire.
He's sure. You know what? I'll let you. Sure.
Covenant's dead. Like they're done. We won the fight.
Damn.
We finished that fight.
You was really rocking with
We
straight
don't
back
need
then,
him anymore.
exposed.
Left hand jack. 72.
You had a
with the
snipe down
crown.
tag?
So,
Team
thank you so much.
Flood. Okay, should we bring
That's
back
funny.
the flood or not?
That's a tough question.
I know
like
what I want.
Okay, so I want to hear your
Hey,
reasoning
bro,
for that,
everybody's
'cause
first
I'm on
gamer
the
tag
fence.
is
Like, I
cringe.
like him.
That's
but I
not
kinda
the
like how
worst
the
one,
story was
bro.
kinda
That's
tied
not the
up
worst
where
one
they're
I've
not
heard.
here anymore, you know. So I want to see, like, can you convince me to your side?
Okay, listen. I think the Banisher there's like their egos are way too high. We're gonna bring some fear into them. Just bring back the flood. Halo has always been better with a little bit of horror theming to it. You know, a good space horror. And I think we could re-theme the flood to make them really scary. Is that not good
Right.
enough? Because I see you thinking.
No, I mean I like what you're saying. It's just like I feel like the games did such a good job of like eradicating them. You know what I'm saying? Like they did it because like I feel like the beginning
I love
games did
that,
a really
Rossetti.
good job of building up the flood to be this horrible threat to the universe, right?
Okay,
Like,
but also,
if
bruh,
one flood gets out, like the whole universe could die. So it's like when you just bring them back willy-nilly, it feels like
what do you mean willy-nilly?
you're kind of tarnishing the reputation that they had before. You know what I'm saying? So
They haven't been
I
back.
feel like there has to
Bro,
be
the last game that
a
the flood was in,
different
aside from Halo
version
Wars,
of
which
the flood, or like just a different.
I'm pretty sure
enemy
that
we
was
could
also a
introduce that
DLC,
could be
right?
good. But
the last game we saw the
Flood
flood in was Halo
evolved.
3,
The flood evolved.
right?
Maybe.
Am I faded?
I just like. I really do like the flood.
What do you
It's
mean
just, I
bring 'em
don't
back
want it-
willy-nilly?
I just don't want it to mess with the balance of like.
Has it
making
not
the
been
flood
14
scary.
years
Like, I don't want them to
since the last
become,
time we saw the flood?
like not a serious
Hey,
threat.
what up,
because
Ghost Dumb?
we just keep reintroducing them.
I would love them to be, you know, evolved.
You're doing
for
great, bro.
sure. I feel like the world
About the DoorDash,
right
should I get
now
wings or
in the
Chick-fil-A? I
campaign
mean,
just there's
shit,
like
bro.
barely anything
Either
at risk.
either
I don't
one
know,
of those
before it's like, hey,
sounds
Earth is
fire.
gonna blow up, and so is every other planet, and
Either
all
one
these
of those
rings,
sounds
and we gotta
fire.
break them. And right now it's like, oh yeah, the Banished are here, and they're terrible, and they might have taken over the world. A little
Yeah,
bit,
see,
but
exposed.
it's like, okay,
that's
but
not a
what's at
horrible
stake
gamer
other than
tag
our
history,
lives 'cause
man.
we're standing on
You
the same
definitely,
ring.
you definitely ain't had some
Now,
bad gamer
talking about
tags.
Bringing
You had sweaty
back
gamer tags pretty much the whole time.
things. Someone said something in chat that I really like.
Okay.
Bring back the incendiary grenades.
Like, bro,
Oh.
And I have to say that was one of my favorite.
I feel like a bunch of people.
weapons
I feel like everybody
slash
goes through the process of
grenades.
having a trolley
Miss,
ass gamer
I don't
tag
want
at
any
one
more
point or
grenades
another.
in Halo.
Okay, but
Like, bro,
I
at one
would
point
love
when I was
incendiary
like,
grenades
when I was
back.
like
I would
7 or 8,
swap
my gamer tag
some
was like
incendiary.
lasers
I'm not
with a
sure,
bunch of
though. We have the
numbers and
Ravager already
zeros
in social.
and Z's
But
and
honestly,
shit.
some really well-placed incendiary grenades, I could see that for zoning, maybe. Now you can just jump over them. I don't know tools, I'm not sure.
Bring back the carbine for sure. I feel like the carbine is something that
Carbine
we
definitely
should
gotta
come
bring
back.
back.
This is the
Wait,
first.
which
This is the
carbine?
first thing that they
carbine's
said
like
that
the
I co-signed.
sniper? The Covenant sniper? Or are we talking
No,
about the
no,
carbine?
the rifle. The carbine.
Rifle. Because we have the Sentinel right now. Sentinel beam. Kind of similar. But I love the carbine.
Did she just say the Sentinel beam kind of similar to the carbine?
How did you
Railgun.
guys?
Someone said railgun.
How did you guys feel about the Covenant sniper though? No reload. No.
It's tough because it's hard to balance around, right? You can't put it in competitive, but I feel like it's needed for the snipers playlist because I think it's a big. I think. you
'Cause
need
let
it
me
simply for
YY,
the
man.
snipers playlist. You have to be able to have the Covenant sniper and the UNSC
Beam
sniper
rifle.
in the same playlist, so you can like use both weapons to get like killionaires.
Okay, you know what we should bring back though? The brute shot. The brute
that's
shot.
a tough one. Did you not find the brute shot annoying? Like I felt like it was really annoying to play.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
okay,
did
that's
find
another
it
that's
annoying.
another good
I hated
question
it, but now I
actually.
want it back.
Yo, chat, where did everybody's gamer tag
wanna
come from?
bring some
Like, how did
chaos
everybody
back to the
how did
game.
everybody choose their
I feel
name?
like the skewer is like a better version.
'Cause I'll tell you on mine.
Of the brute shot.
Is I changed my gamer tag a bunch of times. I had a bunch of different gamer tags growing up, like just because I would make new accounts and I'd change my shit and like
The Spartan laser. I would
all this shit.
swap for the Spartan laser.
But eventually in 2013 or whenever it was, I switched to COD because like Halo fell off the face of the earth. I'm sure y'all remember this. Halo fell off the face of the earth after Halo 4. And so I started playing a lot of Call of Duty competitively, and so I wanted a name that like referenced Halo while I was playing COD, so I could sort of like reference my roots. So I picked Reclximer because obviously like that's the shit in the campaigns that like they refer to the Master Chief as, but also it has Clay in the middle of it, so it kind of works on a couple of different levels. But yeah, obviously I picked that shit when I was playing COD as sort of like a reference to my roots, but then of course a year later MCC came out and I came back to Halo, and now I just have kind of a basic bitch name because I play Halo and my name's a reference to Halo, so it's a whole thing. The whole fucking thing. It's a whole fucking thing.
Flood back in campaign because they are awesome to play against. Like the best campaign missions are usually the ones with the flood in them, right?
Most of
Hey,
them.
Shut up. We
Are they?
Right here.
Let's go.
Arc.
They keep saying things I don't think I agree with, Chad.
Arctic clutch, but they use the K twice, or like they use the K for both. Proud of myself.
Good job. Arctic clutch.
Someone call Hidden Xperia on me. I don't. I like. Am I not? Hidden Xperia is like really known for the lore, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Jack with the Prime. Thank you so much for that Prime. And Tony said, "Am I the only one who's scared of the flood? Were you guys like really scared of the flood when you were little, like hiding behind? Were you the brother or sister that was like behind the couch, like with the older brother playing the game while you watched, or were you the one playing?"
I definitely, me and my brother.
So
my little brother would be the one watching me.
I was the one
playing, and I was always the arbiter. That's why Arbiter was my favorite player, because I didn't start playing Halo until Halo 3. Like, I played at my friend's house, but the first Halo I owned was Halo 3. And we'd just play the campaign on repeat. And I'd just be the Arbiter, messing things up with my carbine, rolling around. But I want to go a little step further with the flood question. Which flood is your favorite flood?
Favorite flood? Honestly, probably the one with a shotgun. Because I would kill
really?
it and pick it up.
I loved the popcorn flood. The popcorn. The popcorn. It just, the little sack guy, you'd blow up, and you'd release all the flood everywhere, and you'd like have to run away.
Oh, you
from
mean
it.
the
carrier form?
The
blood.
bloater.
Yeah. You said popcorn.
Is it called the popcorn?
Called the
Is it
carrier
called popcorn
form.
Flood, or is that something that me and my? I feel like, am I crazy?
I don't know. I thought the popcorn one was the little ones.
No, it's like the big guy, and then he would like blow him up, and he would like release a bunch of the little ones.
Okay, any lore guys know what they're actually called?
Called the carrier
By the
form.
way, I just want to call out really quick. We had a Sevi, a Prime from One Tough Canadian. Thank you so much for the Prime. That's mighty Canadian of you.
Silly Kitten with the resub as well for 8 months. And did we shout out Jaft already? I think you already shout out Jaft, but shout out Jaft.
Let's shout him out again. Where's Hidden Xperia at? Okay, we gotta ask him this question. What do you think he knows what the blood names actually are? The specific one?
They're primordial.
Oh hell yeah, Ghost Town.
Technically, but like okay.
Came from COD Ghost. That's interesting.
By the way, in case
That's
you guys
interesting.
are watching right now, we're hanging out here waiting for the next game to begin. We are about to watch
Because that's
the
when I
elimination
switched from Halo to
bracket.
COD.
So if you guys are sitting here hanging
changed
out
my
with
shit
us,
to Reclaimer.
that's what we're kind of waiting for. We're just chit-chatting.
That's interesting that both of our
We're just
shit
having
kind
a
of
good
ties back to
time
COD
here,
Ghosts.
Talking about the flood right now, apparently. What were you gonna say?
Interesting time in history. That was
like,
what, like 11 years
Do
ago?
they have like names for each type? Is it not just like infected human, infected elite?
Do they?
It's called a carrier flood. That's what someone said. Carrier.
Dang.
Carrier flood.
I'm like that,
That's a
chat.
pretty basic name for a scary thing.
Oh, remember the sniper ones that would like be on the roof?
No.
No, there was like one that would shoot like spikes, and it would be like on the roof. You just get shot.
Yeah,
by
you
them.
talk about the
I just
little
remember getting sniped by the
crawler
rocket
turret
launcher
things
ones.
that turn into the big Hulk
Popcorn equals
guys.
infection form. Bag equals carrier form. Soldiers equals combat form. Interesting.
Okay,
Interesting.
not very creative. Cool.
I am too exposed. I got
thought it would be
CDL
like
up over here in a different
Some
tab.
really strange alien name.
Oh, and
They
New
had the
York
Great
just
Mine in
piss
Halo
slammed
2.
Seattle. Okay,
And I still don't
I see.
get it. Like, I get
Honestly,
like, the
same.
gray mine.
I
Where
see.
did he come
Like
from?
he just like comes out of nowhere. Is it not just a Deus Ex Machina? Am I crazy? Like,
No, but actually, yes, exactly. Where did he come from? Because it all went blind. It's like you know, it's been long
am I
enough. We can do
I feel like I'm
spoilers.
dumb.
Like, where did Master Chief and Arbiter go? Did they actually die? What happened? Where did they go to, like, I don't know, alien hell? Whoa, 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 whoa. Put a pause on that because we got an anonymous gift. 10 subbies from an anonymous gifter. Thank you so much. A lot of you not watching any more ads for the rest of the month.
Like that has to be 2100. We have to be like super close to 2100.
I actually don't know what they're talking
Sub
about.
count.
I think they're
Sub
talking
count,
about.
Yeah, we'll get Louis to update us. 2097.
They're talking about the grave mine, but I don't know.
Four subs
I don't know
away,
what
we're 4
about.
subs away from 2100. Can we get there? Anyone that hasn't subbed yet, you know? Just get a look at that Prime
Vios. You go.
2097.
I think they're asking what
Talent,
happened
let's go,
whenever
talent.
the
Shout out
grave
to
mine
Darkest Hour
teleported
with
both
the
of them
5
to him
gifted.
in Halo 2.
Thank you for the Prime.
Remember
Oh, look
Master
at all
Chief
these
like
primers.
he's in the water and
Halo
shit. And, like,
9, the Halo guy, Chow Wee.
I don't know. Maybe they were suggesting that he was like
First time
hallucinating
in
or some shit. I
subbies?
don't,
Is
I
that
don't wanna know.
what's going on here? Their first subbies at Prime. The first sub is usually at Prime, isn't it? They convert into a tier 1.
I don't know what we talking about
Thank you
anymore.
so much, everybody.
All right,
What's
Chad.
an
I'm going to
ad?
run to the bathroom real quick.
Till Samson
Uh,
asked.
And then when I get
One
back,
of the
I'll probably hit
best
the Pine
things
Park.
you can do
I'm gonna run to the bathroom real
support-
quick,
to
and
watch. You
hopefully
wait for the
we're getting
matches
close to some
begin.
games getting underway.
Yeah, right now we're waiting
Yeah.
on the elimination bracket. So we're gonna get into an elimination bracket game.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
coming from the winner side to the lower
We're just
side,
waiting on the
so
bracket
it
to catch
takes
up,
a
I
little bit
guess.
of time for us to get into the lobby. You guys can
Heard.
see we're waiting with Super CC evades, so we have a little
All right,
bit
be right
of,
back,
a
y'all.
little bit of
Give me
time
just a second.
to burn.
A little bit of time. I feel like we were talking about the flood, about something in the flood that you're gonna say something, but it's okay. The moment is gone now.
You know what? I want to flood the chat with. That doesn't come out right. I think we have one more legendary who's that Halo Pro that we can go through.
Ooh, yeah, let's do it. We got more, let's do more.
Yeah, so we'll get that ready over here. Okay. So, folks, who's this Halo Pro? You have no other way to identify other than their gameplay. And, oh my, the gameplay is cracked. Triple kill out the gate. Get the thruster. Sniper in hand. Over and kill tack. Here we go. Kill tacular. Killtrocity. It just doesn't end. Can they get the spawn snipe at Cafe? Is anyone going to come in? Yes, they do. Oh, to the head. Frenzy's out. One more to go. Are you kidding me? This kid's cracked. Who is it?
Let's see, we got Lucid, Mr. Snipe, Trippy APG. There's no consensus tools. There's no consensus. Fancy Panda with the 10 gifted subs. Thank you so much.
Someone said Mint Blitz. This does kind of look like a Mint Blitz sort of gameplay
Dude,
right
this
here.
clip is crazy. This clip, that is crazy. Who is
Someone's very sure that it's Trippy in the chat. They're saying it's Trippy, all caps.
It's
A lot of
Trippy.
Lucids. Yeah, I'm gonna take
Have
4
they
of
got
these
it
real.
right?
This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a 30-second poll. I'll put 4 names up there, and we'll see which one
All right.
they think it is.
I actually forget who it is, so I'm gonna play too. I don't remember. But I'm pretty sure they're not getting it right. Formal or trippy written all over it says Pinchy.
Wow. Okay.
Okay,
we
very
got,
sure.
We got 1 minute on the poll. Let's see what the people think. We got 4 of the results in right here. It's one of these players. The question is, who is it? A lot of Trippies. Trippy's
Lot of
getting an
Trippies.
overwhelming amount of votes right now.
Oh, why? What do you think that is, Tools? What makes this look like a trippy clip? That's what I want. Is
That's
it the
what I'm saying.
sniper?
It's like-
It's the sniper's
I feel
green.
like Trippy isn't like I feel like he's more of a snapper with the sniper than he is like we're seeing some like patient, let the player jump into it. Whereas I feel like Trippy like oftentimes like try to swing with the sniper. But I'd say it is like Trippy is overwhelming in the lead right now with this poll.
52%. Trippy's got half of the voting right now.
Frosty's in second place with 25%. Formal in third, and then no one thinks this one's Lucid.
This just looks like such easy gameplay for whoever this is. They're like just chilling. You can tell they're just chilling. They're like.
This is why I hate pro players.
They're like.
just make it look easy.
Onyx lobbies feel like gold lobbies to them. Whatever.
Wait, someone said Frosty only plays ranked, so it can't be Frost. Interesting. Well, let's take a look.
Could they be right?
Who is this pro player?
Are we guessing who this is? It's Formal. No, it's Frosty.
It's Frosty on the Kill-tacular. Into the Trosty. Someone said it can't be him. Well, guess what? All of y'all looking wrong. Second place winning today with only 26% of the vote. The people get home with Frosty.
So it is Frosty, huh?
Yeah, this is some Frosty gameplay. I mean, holy, this guy taking over the way he's
This is a beautiful
Fiesta clip,
by the way. All right, do we have another one?
I think that's maybe. I don't think we do. I think this might be our last one.
We'll wait for that. Guys, if you're hanging out with us, we are waiting on the elimination bracket. We have Super CC in the lobby with us, and it looks like we still do. Oh look, Arctic just joined Tools, so we only need 6 more players for this elimination bracket.
Just waiting on 6, right?
just only
a cool 6.
Only on 6. That's it. If you guys missed it, we are
Did the audio actually just drop for a second? I just punched my desk
for tomorrow,
and the sound cut out for a second. I don't know if that was me or them.
That
actually just tripped the fuck out of me. I'm not gonna lie.
Alongside Complexity upset FaZe and has sent FaZe to the bottom bracket. So we might be. Are we seeing FaZe? Wait, hold up. Where did FaZe fall in the elimination bracket? Are they?
They will be tomorrow. They should be in like a round 8. Waiting on tomorrow. I want to see who they potentially play, but I also want to give. I don't think we shouted out these guys for subs. I want to give a shout out to Fancy Panda, 10 gifted, and then Ashman and D with the Prime. Shout out to Ashman, and then Nair resubbing with the tier 1 sub as well. Thank y'all for the support.
Our next match is gonna be the one we're waiting on is Sharks versus Handsome. We got Sharks, a team that we definitely want to be watching because we got Monster on that squad, we got Super CC, we got Arctic and Manny there. You started talking about Sharks earlier before. I know you got more thoughts on this team.
Yeah, Sharks is really interesting to me. I feel like this is the team of parts discarded. Right, Monster was filling in as that hitman, but then you had players that got dropped from their team unexpectedly, right? Super CC and Manny both lost their spots in some recent moves.
I know that about Manny.
They team up with Monster and then joined with them as Arctic, who I think is one of those really talented individual players. Like, there's a lot of talent on this team. The question is, will it mesh together, and like, do they have enough time to make it work? I think they do. I think this is a team that could absolutely go far, and they're gonna have themselves a little bit of an interesting matchup here as they're going up against Handsome. Handsome gonna be Tricky, Kid Nasty, Grand Shiesty, and Despiteful.
Any thoughts on Team Handsome? I believe we got to see these guys on our off season, didn't we?
Yeah, we got to see some of these. We saw some moves being made in the elimination. In the amateur scene. Kid Nasty was playing with Common, I believe, last week. Looks like they decided to make a change, so that left him in the free agency win. I think this is. I don't necessarily know if this is a pickup or if this is going to be a roster they're going to try to go to to Arlington with. But a lot of up-and-coming grinders on this team. I think Kid Nasty's been on the stream plenty of times. I think a lot of folks know about him. Tricky, also one of those players that's been there time and time again. This is a team that's always been on the bubble. The question is, can they pop it, right? Can they get to that day 2 finish? It's going to be really tough for them. If they beat this team, they most likely have to go up against Cloud9 after, which is also going to be a really tough road ahead. But that's those are the kind of brackets that you have to bust in order to get yourself into a top finish.
Well, I think we're gonna have a pretty interesting match coming up ahead against these. Would you say they're more like online players sometimes? Some of these players, no, not really. I feel like we've seen a lot of these in pool play and in lands, for sure.
Yeah, like they show up. I think the best way to do it is like top amateur, right?
Yeah.
It's definitely top amateur. I'll say I would consider the monster roster, which is this Sharks roster. I would consider that a pro roster.
What would that be?
So I'd say pro versus top AM. They're trying to gatekeep these top AMs out of a day 2 finish.
Interesting. Well, let's see if they're able to do it. Man, it's gonna be a great match for sure. Once the players are, oh, we got another one. All right, everybody, we are gonna go ahead and go on a quick ad break. So sit back, relax while we wait for these players to set up that lobby. In the meantime, go watch some ads and support us while we hang out over here. I'll see you guys in just a minute.
Alright, man. Where the game's at? You still waiting? What, expose? What, just waiting? Oh, here come the lobby, though. Damn, that's insane. Firing up the software. That's fucked.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Our game is about to begin. Sharks versus Handsome.
All right, guys, I'm ready. I guess in this, I'd be the shark. You'd be the handsome. No, definitely the other way around.
Wait, what do you mean?
Definitely the other way around. Sorry,
You're the
my bad.
handsome?
I didn't want to bring your hopes, so that's on me. My bad.
You know, my wife thinks I'm very handsome, Tony. It doesn't matter what you think. Anyway, here we
go,
ladies and
everybody,
gentlemen.
get it,
It's
let's
game number
go.
one.
Alright, Chad, I believe this
versus
series might do it
Handsome,
for me
and,
today,
you know,
so I think this is
Monster-
probably the last thing
Monster's
we're
been,
gonna watch.
creating some waves
So
here
let's
and there,
lock it
okay?
in.
And Tony, is that, are those waves gonna be big enough for this challenge here? Are they gonna, is Monster gonna will another team to top 3? I mean, it's possible.
Definitely is. I mean, Monster definitely is the online whisperer, man. He comes onto teams. He's like a almost like a hired assassin. Gets onto teams and just puts down damage and really gives them some of their best placings that they've seen. We saw Native jump from top 12 to top 3. We saw SSG win the tournament and then end up top 6 literally the very next week. He's been damn good, and now we see what Sharks could end up doing. Meanwhile, on the other side of things, Handsome, Tricky and Grand Shiesty, formerly of Darkest
he just got
Hour,
camo-eyed hard as
Despiteful,
shit.
and Kid Nasty, an interesting team on this Handsome roster.
Yeah, definitely very interesting. You wouldn't expect, I wouldn't expect to see 4 of these guys together, but we'll see if it ends up working out for them. On the side of Sharks, you know, you got Arctic, who, you know, for a couple seasons now has been in a situation where he's a very solid player, just really not able to find a home anywhere and not able to solidify himself or plant his feet in any sort of roster for a very long period of time. Maybe that'll change here with the side of Sharks.
Maybe, but one thing that's not changed is the score line. Handsome with a 41-0 run to start things off until the curse
They're gonna get
comes
flipped out
in,
here, though.
and they end up going 3
Red's
down.
gonna get
Sharks
control.
quickly moving in for Bravo. Looks like Monster and Sharks looking to snatch away Charlie, and all 3 end up in the hands of Sharks. Maybe they catch up on the backs of this trip cap.
Oh,
They also
Arctic
did not
was
get
a
trip capped
little
for
too
very long,
aggressive there.
so-
Ends up right on top of the spawns of Handsome, but like you said, the
This is a
trip
really good
cap
setup
is
for Red
locked
right
in.
now.
Kid Nasty, the last player alive, he's going to be contesting A. And what
This is
he'll
going to be
also
about a
do
tie
is get
game by the
those
time they even
spawns
get
to
out.
the side of Handsome. It's up to Sharks now to be aggressive. On
And they
this
might
A
not even
site.
get out. They're too
They end
dead.
up getting the first pick, Tony. That's going to be 2 down for Handsome now. Sharks looking
Oh,
to be
yeah, shit.
aggressive as they smell
It's 3
blood
dead
in the
again.
water.
Handsome works so
Hey,
hard
nice
for that
line,
43 to
Tim.
0,
Yeah.
and Sharks make it look easy on the backs.
He said the
Insane
Sharks smell
trip cap,
blood in the water.
taking the lead and
That's a
now
bar.
holding on to Bravo and Charlie for dear life. The former Native Red Star, formerly of Business as well, Manny with this
Did he get
camouflage.
dropped?
No longer on that squad, but I think it'd be interesting when you see Sharks going up against Business. Oh wow, that'd be an interesting matchup.
Yeah, honestly, Tony, you make a really good point. Manny is one of those players, and I always talk about that native red roster, aka KCP, aka a whole bunch of different names, and they were my starting casting. So it's just so weird to see them all separated on different teams.
It's
and
kinda
no
weird,
one's
I'm not gonna
friends
lie.
anymore, and everyone hates each other. That's not true, but it just feels weird. You know what I mean? And well, maybe these are good decisions
Blue's
that
getting
this
blended.
team has made, and maybe Manny is one of those players of that 4 that made a good decision here going into the team of Sharks.
We're going to find out here, 136 to 43 lead. Sharks have taken control over towards the early game.
Okay.
And since then, Handsome haven't scored a single point. That's until they attack Bravo. And looks like they might be able to get away with it. Finally, Handsome putting points on the board after that 43-0 run. Can they make a comeback similar to what Sharks did?
They're going to lose control again, though. They're all going to die.
Having this 2 cap for Sharks here, going into that triple cap scenario and then getting 3 dead is going to really solidify things for the side of Sharks. So that comeback not looking like it's a storyline for us here, at least for right now. It's going to be Sharks again on that aggression, and you know the positioning is what's impressing me the most. Look at Manny kind of isolating those 2 players in the bottom center, getting that kill. It's going to be Kid Nasty though, with the weapon in his hands that can honestly do a lot of work.
Good Nasty looking to keep Monster and the Sharks away from the Charlie side, but only having one not going to work here for Handsome. Eventually, they'll have to try to find a way towards either Bravo or Alpha. Also have to find a way to stay alive, as Tricky the first one to go down. Grand Shiesty having to trade out his life, and luckily, Despiteful Kid Nasty able to work together because the next side is clear. Sharks are 3 down, same for Handsome, and Monster not wasting any time, still feeling confident enough to steal away Charlie and the trip cap here for Sharks.
Yeah, Sharks being 3 down and still getting that triple cap locked in, it just showcases their efficiency, and they're continuing on that. It's going to be Monster with a beautiful nade inside of A. Not sure if it'll remove them from that A site, but he's got shock rifle and camo combination in his hands, and he's putting it to work. It's 225 and counting now for the side of Sharks. Handsome are backs up against the wall trying to figure something out here.
still really hard to believe that Handsome started off this game with a 43-0 run, and since then have only put 5 more points on the board.
Blender blends hard in
Handsome
this game.
starting off well, but it's really about how you finish, not just about how you start. Sharks really showing us that as Manny gets one, but ends up going down himself. Handsome finally getting another double cap that's ultimately going their way. Charlie in the hands of Sharks still, and the Sharks immediately attacking the Bravo side. Monster finds the one-shot player. Kid Nasty ends up getting the kill, pulls right out of that situation, then goes in for a reach out.
I don't hate that, actually.
Bit aggressive there for Monster, but it just might
he did a lot of
pay off.
damage, though.
Sharks end up not with Bravo, but at least with Alpha and Charlie.
Baby, baby, baby. It's Sharks once again on that aggression. 10 points away from closing out this game, and they're looking really good. And you said it yourself, right? That over-aggression, that re-challenge, and they continue to control the map. I mean, this Sharks roster looking
gonna flip
really
this shit
solid,
back.
at least against
GG.
Handsome here.
3 down.
That's gonna be your game
once
1.
Again, and it may just be for the final time here.
G, motherfucking
Sharks have the
G.
trip cap. It looks like Handsome gonna try to go over towards Bravo, but it's not going to be enough. 250-64. The Sharks, they're out in the water.
No, I'm really excited.
Yeah, I
right?
mean,
'Cause,
this
so
this
much
blue
talk
team's
about
just a little bit
Monster,
outclassed, I
and
think.
so much talk about him as a player, and all of this, you know, he's an online kid.
We'll see.
This
Recharge
and that.
TS
I'm
and Argyle
excited.
Flag. I mean,
You know, Frosty's backed
also,
him
these are
up.
pretty
Lots of
control-heavy
pros have backed
maps,
him up.
so,
Some of the
like,
best
if
players
you're
in the
already
game
kind of
have backed him
outclassed.
up, and I'm just excited for him to place well at a LAN event. You know,
These aren't
because I
exactly
think
some
it'll just
fluky maps
maybe
you
it'll
can-
shut everyone
you
up,
can
maybe
win.
not. But him placing well at a LAN event, there's no more
So
excuses.
this might,
and he's just showcasing that
this
he
might be-
understands the
this might
game
be
at a
tough
very high level. Look at
for
the
the blue
amount of
team
damage
here.
he's putting in as well. Like,
But we'll see.
It's not only him. Obviously,
We'll
this
see.
roster seems to work.
Let's lock in
and
for this game,
it's
too.
really cool to see. I don't know when they were put together, Tony, but right off the bat,
I
having
feel like
that
it's
little
been
bit of
so
chemistry
much
is definitely
recharge
paying off
recently,
for them.
man.
Yeah, I mean, you feel like it's only a matter of time before he's able to convert some of that online success to LAN. I mean, obviously, LAN it's a different animal. I tell people myself, you know, when I get to LAN, it's really tough. I play better when I'm in a familiar environment. So I need the same gaming shit I normally play. I need the same setup. Like, just one thing feels off, and I'm just like, I'm just not playing the same. So I feel like it's only a matter of time before he's able to convert that success onto LAN. And as of right now, valuable practice here in yet another online tournament against 3
Was that a shot at Monster?
talented players. I mean, we don't forget Super CC and Manny. They teamed together quite some time ago, back in the early days of Halo 5, alongside the likes of, I believe it was Envor and maybe Valkyrie. Maybe
I don't know. I can
Arctic. I'm trying to
understand
remember
not being
exactly what that
perfectly
roster
comfortable
was, but they've gotten top
on
8
LAN
together
because, like, you
before
are playing on a different
LAN.
setup.
So
but, like,
this is not a roster that
it's
that
not
is
that
lacking
big
any
of a
kind
difference,
of talent or
man.
experience. The Sharks are a very good team and looking to make a deep run here in today and tomorrow's event.
Chat, any of y'all played on LAN in this
If they're
game?
able to do that, they
Any
gotta
of
get
y'all
past
played in
the
any of
side
the open
Handsome
events
first, and
or-
it looks like they're handsomely
or anything?
getting past them as once again they have a little bit of a lead here, 5-2. And this
I've played
Slayer,
on LAN.
again. You see Monster utilizing that camo, just putting in
well,
that
like
maximum
5 or
damage.
6 times in
Nothing's
this
being
game?
acted on just yet, but they are taking space on the map, which is important.
Big back smack.
It should be better.
Right there,
I would think for SETI.
The opposition
Because you're playing
2 down and also find
on an
themselves
even playing
the
field with
victim
no
of a
latency.
Shark attack, if you will. The moment
There's no
Handsome
bullshit.
come off a spawn, they were being chased all the way towards
It's just
the
you
goal
and whoever
side,
you're playing
into
against,
the
bro.
hands
You're just
of
squaring up.
Super CC opens things up with a double kill, putting Handsome 3 down once again. The moment Handsome get
But
out
maybe
of what
not
they
for
think
everybody.
is dangerous waters, they're right back in another attack.
See, Tony, you got to have a lot more than
If
good
anything,
looks to win games.
bro,
And
I play
12 to
on-
5 is showcasing
What
that
the
Handsome
mommy
have
milkers
a little bit of
do?
work to do here. It's Arctic again,
Huh?
who's had a really rough
Yeah,
career,
if anything,
honestly. I think is a really
I
solid
look
player,
forward to
just
playing on LAN
honestly
because
hasn't
most of
been
the time
able
I'm
to
playing
find
on a
his
setup
stride
better than
just
my
yet.
own.
On a roster, maybe this
Especially
is
the couple times I've
looking
played on main
really
stage.
solid here
I
as
get to play on the
side
nice
Sharks. Arctic
PCs.
only died
I
one
get
time
so many
far in this
frames.
match. Monster hasn't died at all. A 5-0 for him.
Yo, Seth with the prime,
Yeah, I feel like every
28
time you
months,
watch Arctic's
my
point
brother.
of view as he
Welcome
gets
back,
taken down
much
by
respect,
Tricky, I feel like I'm
as
always
always.
impressed
What
by,
them
like,
mommy
the way he's
milkers
able
do?
to be aggressive while also just his inactability
That's a great
to stay
question,
alive.
Seth.
I think Arctic
That's a great question.
is a great fundamental player.
Been after
I
the
think a
answer for
really good
years.
glue player
Thank you for the
for
prime.
almost any roster.
Seth, I love you.
And maybe this is the one that he's found to be a new home. 3-kill advantage.
Hope you're doing well.
16-13 in favor
My brother.
of Sharks. Kid Nasty running right into that grenade. Well placed by Sharks. Back to 4 kills as Mossy looks to take height.
Speaking of, by the way,
Really good spot to stay
I am
alive there.
crossing my fingers
Spots the
again
camo player though. The player's gonna be
that
on the
I will
bottom
get to
center.
play
That's spiteful. A great catch on the camo.
not only
right
on lane
there.
a couple times, but
He's able
I'd love to be able to play on main
take out
stage
that
again.
player, but they do trade out a few kills. It's going to be a 2-kill lead.
I got to play
for
on main
Sharks,
stage 3
dwindling
times
down
last
as
season,
Handsome
and it was
continues to
kick
get these picks.
ass.
The Spiteful looking to take height and back over to where the gold side. Cross-map shots onto Manny, but focuses more on the player that's closer to on the more dangerous one. Now there's 2 more that he still has to deal with, and those nades aren't going to touch any of them. Meanwhile, Arctic steals away the shock. You only have 1 player to deal with. Make it 2 after the spawning player towards long haul. Now Arctic.
Yo, what's up, Laggy Mix? I am not sure about that because I play on Xbox, so I'm not really the right person to ask.
I love how he plays his life there, though. Makes himself a difficult kill. Doesn't just charge in. Waits for some information on a player that's weak inside.
That is kind of strange. That definitely is kind of strange.
Strikes and takes advantage of it. It's still a 2-kill lead for Sharks, but Handsome are,
I play
starting
on
to get a bit of momentum here. It's Grand Shiesty
so
with the 10 kills.
Unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be much help.
In Slays right now. Is it going to be enough, though, as Tricky has the shock rifle in his hands, not really able to put it to work. He's going to lose that power weapon now in the hands of Monster once again.
It looks like his team was trying to make it over to him, over toward the gold side, and was just
there was like a game bar update?
late as Grand Shiesty
that would make sense.
Trade out his life. Tricky not able to buy enough time towards the gold side, so another engagement really going towards Sharks. And the moment Sharks, they get any kind of advantage, they start to get aggressive. They start to up the tempo, get right in the face of Handsome. It's been working all game long. We've seen some separation in the scoreboard, back to 4 kills, which in this matchup seems like much more.
Yeah, great job by Monster right there to initially get that player off of the
Brother was
the tower
moving
side. Great flick to clean up a weak player on the pipe side right there, and a 4-kill lead here for Sharks. Like you said,
gun up? No.
Still, every time the Handsome gets it close, it's going to be Sharks who come away with a couple more kills.
Monster slowing the game down, trying to provide cover fire for Arctic, who ends up going down toward the bottom tower side, and now we're dying staggeredly. Arctic over toward the tower. Manny tries to pick up some of that damage. He gets taken down as well, but now everybody's seemingly 1 step behind of Sharks, and 1 kill turns to 2, then eventually turns to 3.
These red brothers are
trapped.
trapped.
Take advantage of that and now have closed the
door
again, but now Sharks.
How did they just get all the kills?
3-man push ends up putting Handsome 4 down.
What just happened?
Just when things were getting a bit too tight, Sharks, they find a way to loosen it up.
Hey yo, hey yo!
Say that it's Handsome who did a really good job bringing this game back, but
what Tony just say?
It's going to be Sharks who answer back, get the 4 down, and get control of the spawns as well. Very good job by Super CC trying to get that damage in there, but again, it's within 2, Tony, or make that 3. As Handsome continuing to fire back and continuing to stagger. This is a very aggressive, staggering 1-by-1 game for both of these rosters.
Is today, facts.
Back down, trying to stay
Just
alive
making up
here.
all kinds of words.
Does end up going down on the opposite end of things, and with this shock, he might just be the most important
It
player
is
on
now.
the map. 1 shot can turn the tides, can turn the tables right back in their favor. Gets a bit of chain reaction damage, so he knows there's multiple members of Handsome that could be pushing forward, and Manny hasn't exactly found the headshot just yet, but off his screen, Monster found his 14th kill. The Spiteful tried to take down the
44,
weak Manny.
42.
It's not gonna happen. 44 to 42,
shit.
45 now as Monster puts yet another one on the board, and
Ammo for Arctic.
emerges from all of that craziness with the camouflage. This
no!
to lose, but then a double backsmack out of Tricky and the Spiteful brings us back to a tied-up game, 45 apiece.
I really thought that camo was going to do work, but it's Handsome.
Oh no.
Once again eliminating
the
most important player on the map, and now they take the first lead in a
here,
47 to 45. Tony.
And they're trapped pipes.
On the aggression with 2 dead from Sharks. This
no!
Tricky finds 2 one-shot players, is able to deal with Monster. The first one that goes down, back over toward the gold side he goes. He wants to stay alive and is literally doing just that. Then responds to the call-outs, ends up finding Arctic. Manny's Kid Nasty.
Manny gets 2!
Is huge, but still Sharks find himself down by 1 and are 1 kill away.
49!
Away from throwing it all away, but those nades clear out the Mangler side. The Spiteful's
what just happened?
between everyone on Sharks. They clutch it out. It don't matter.
How did Blue just troll that?
What happened to that lead they had? They come back. They take game number
Bro, that was
1, and
insane.
They make things very interesting for us.
Oh no, they just scammed.
It's the way to put it, Tony. Monster
Holy
sticking
piss.
the plasma perfectly onto the Spiteful on the box outside of Mangler Pit. 19 kills for him.
What a game!
Oh,
What the
gosh, I love this. This is fantastic. A 1-kill lead, or I'm sorry, a 1-kill game is going to allow the side of Sharks to have that series lead, and what a massive win out of them. This could have been a tie series, but the Spiteful's caught out right there. Look at this. He's stuck on the box. The nade's going to be perfect by Monster. Nowhere to go. The Spiteful explodes, and he's going to end up going down.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. Definitely not a perfect game. I think they played well and were able to respond a lot of times from the opposition, but things got dangerous towards that end game. You threw away a sizable
Wow.
lead, and
Wow,
really
wow,
had to
wow.
go out to a 50-49 win behind a 19 kill performance.
And now we
and
go
a
to game
Slayer
3.
behind Monster. I think at the end of the day, you got to find a way to clean things up, because maybe you're not struggling right now, but as the tournament goes on and on, you're going to get punished for those mistakes. That should have been a loss right there, and you literally barely squeaked by.
Yeah, just like me in school, passing by the skin of my teeth. You can't be
Same.
doing that 'cause
Fucking
things are gonna get
relatable.
harder. Like you said, Tony, here we go. It's going to be game number
Fucking
3,
relatable.
Sharks up 2-0.
You can't tell the people that we got kids that watch it. And guys,
sorry.
Active was on the honor roll. He worked very
That's
hard
true.
and studied
Yes.
and studied every
day.
Get it together.
Sorry.
Chad,
we
with
go.
all due
It's
respect,
game
I believe I
number 3. It's gonna be
graduated with like a
Greg Shiesty on your
2.1
screen.
GPA.
A lot of roster changes with these lower AM players. Just trying to find a fit. Of course, trying to find a fit at the
I
perfect time.
fucking
Due to
hated
the fact that
school.
Arlington is just a month away. Trying to get as many points as possible. It's going to be Monster, the point leader on your squad, who's willed a couple teams
I'm
to
at least
victory.
somewhat intelligent
Cypress
too,
Lane.
Chad. That's the fucked up
Simon
thing.
Hands of Monsters, let's stay alive here, retreating back towards his spawning players, and now
Nah,
there's
I
a shield
just-
back
I
and
always
has
hated
plenty of ammo
school.
to work with in the
Sometime I was a
sniper,
little
wants
ass
to
kid.
find a new angle onto Handsome off a screen.
I don't hate learning
And
either,
Nasty
which is
was
kind of
able
the
to
goofy
down
thing.
Super
Because
CC
especially
with a
after
kill
high
of
school,
his own
bro,
in a
I got
very
mad
important
into like
battle that the
history,
Spike was going to win,
like
taking
specifically
down
like
both Super CC and
World War
Monster, the two
II
players
and
that were
like
really a
the
nuisance,
Cold War
a
era
thorn in
and
the
like the
side of
space
Handsome.
race and
Won't see if
history
Arctic's
of
able to use
NASA and
this
space travel and
snipe.
shit.
Of course,
Like,
that
I don't know, bro.
lift- I'm
I
sorry,
got
that
like
vent, just an
super into
important
all that
spot to be.
shit
He decides to leave it
after high
It's
school.
a little aggressive out of him. If he's able to stay
I
alive,
just
it might be
think
okay. But again, taking control
way
of that
school
lift,
works
especially when the entire enemy team is on their spawn,
just
is a very
sucks.
important thing to do. But it's going to be Arctic who takes angles instead, and because of those angles,
Because there's a
pulls
lot
his
of
flag
things
out, ends
that
up
I
getting
find
taken
myself
out.
like
Beautiful sniper bandit
actually
rifle
interested in,
combo out
and
of
actually
Arctic
interested in
right
learning
there.
about.
Player not even having enough time to react. That damage came in so quickly. Monster not able to rotate this flag away from the enemy team. In fact, Sharks in the
Like, I almost
down.
never did
That
anything in
flag
school.
is going
It didn't just
nowhere.
feel like fucking
Quantum
busy work.
Translocator about to come up. Grand Shiesty and Spiteful don't have time. They have to continue to apply pressure. You have Sharks on their back foot. Now it's time to keep them there. Arctic with the first kill though.
Yes, what you were talking about earlier, Tony, that clean gameplay. We're not really seeing very clean gameplay out of either one of these rosters.
Also,
It's
that
kind
could
of
have
just a
been
scrap
that could have
battle
just
to see
been
who
like
gets that 50%
my
portion
area
and
or where
who's
I
able to
went,
get
like
slays
specifically
in
the
order
places where I went to
to
school.
get into the base and pull flag. You see a very aggressive pull once again by
don't
Arctic
know.
here. The entire enemy team is
I know
in
that's
that
kinda
back
off
base,
topic,
and
but
Arctic
that's
decides
just-
to go in. He's going to be the first one going down.
Tony
Which
and
is gonna
Tim
make it
talking
very
about that shit
difficult
just,
for the
got me
side of
thinking.
Sharks to stay alive off this push, but Monster's able to do so. The double out of him, almost a triple as well.
Does enough to get the assist to get the
Hey, bro, I
lead down for
despised school
Handsome,
so
and now
much
Sharks
that
wanna
I, like,
continue to push
I knew
up.
halfway through
You
high
have
school that I was
lead
not gonna go to
down. It's
college.
a 2v1 situation. It should be a flagpole.
I hated school so
although
much.
A bit late. Handsome might have had enough time to spawn and maybe get influence on the map, especially with Kid Nasty just watching the 50 with this sniper. Defense looking good for
I don't know,
Handsome.
maybe things have been a
but
little bit
Sharks,
different.
They're still surrounding them.
I would have had a better attitude about the shit.
Yeah, that first kill by Super CC is going to open things up a bit. He gets a trade on the bottom of the enemy team's base, which is, you know, a trade in a 2v1 is everything you can ask for. But like you said, Handsome does have that 50% portion of the map. They've also got Sharks on the back of their base as well. It's right here, and he does it with a double. A nasty shot there to take out 2. That might be enough, though, for the side of Hanson to push in, but he gets traded out pretty quickly.
I love that Manny, despite being absolute, like he's not afraid to fly at you. Like
grenade repulse
he drops the grenade, and despite drops the grenade right down there, saying if Manny follows me, he's gonna run right into this grenade. Manny's like, well, you know what? Hold my beer. I'm chasing you down while one shot. I don't care. Super CC snatches up that sniper off of the lifeless body of the opposition and puts it to work. Handsome find himself 4 down, and Sharks limiting the options of Handsome off of spawn, trying to force the splits. You already got the split spawners. Now you're immediately starting the flag, and there's no shot.
There it goes. No, he made it through. He made it through.
Without going down, this is bad for Handsome.
Yeah, once you get that flag past
but he fucked up.
50% portion of the map, it's pretty much gone. But you see the stop coming out from Grand Shiesty there. And it's going to be Tricky that jumps on top of it. So this might be okay for Handsome if they can get a couple more kills. This might be a flag stop.
They're 3 dead.
The flag is pulled through, but Manny, he gets a triple, and he's going to secure this flag for his roster.
He gets a triple.
On Argyle CTF.
He may not come when you want him, but he's always on time. Let me tell you, I was wondering the same thing as you. I'm like, this flag is gonna be automatic.
Hey, yo!
There's no way that Sharks aren't watching bottom mid, and little do we know,
Pause,
bruh. Through bottom mid, barely being touched, but then Manny clutches it out with that triple kill. Eventually, that flag goes in, and now they continue to slay. By the way, 2 down are Handsome. Sharks fresh off of a capture, and on top of that, they've been able to alleviate the pressure that's being put on them.
It's actually beautiful, right? That's a really good point. You get that cap, and then you're also able to push up on the map, get that space. Like you said, alleviate that pressure. It's all about that fight for the mid side in those vents. The vents being the most powerful power position on this map. Getting control of those vents can decide whether a flag cap goes in or not. The thing is, you see a bit of a difference here with these 2 rosters. A little bit more scrappy, a little less disciplined, but it makes for some interesting gameplay.
Despite having 7 bullets with the sniper, Monster having 4 of his own and also numbers advantage. But would love to see Sharks really demand control of the mid map as Despiteful. I was hearing that nade kind of bounce around on the screen there, and even though he's one shot, still doing max damage and getting max value out of his life. 3 shots left in the sniper for Monster. Make it so he plants one under the head of Grand Shiesty, and now with Sharks that look to push up, they're already trying to command control of their opponent's pistol side. They're the first one to go down.
Some great timing here by Monster. Is going to catch one of the pushes coming in from that pistol side. He gets one. Gets a nice assist there. Lots of damage being done to this push, but it's going to be Monster who ends up going down pretty quickly.
That'll be 3 dead.
11 assists on his name, though, so might not have all the kills in the world, but is being a part of a lot of these kills.
Free kill for Super CC. Turns into a beautiful shot. Make it 2-2. One shot
did damage though.
The pistol side, and although Super CC didn't get the kills, you would imagine that Sharks are able to push up because of it. But now both teams 2 down. Tricky almost ready the needle to take down the leading slayer from Sharks. Manny with 16 kills. Super CC back
Manny
off
having
his
a good
spawn.
game.
He does what he does, and that's damage.
Yeah, it just showcases again how important that vent is. Stay alive in there because of this QT. Allows him to do so much. He's able to run around the map like crazy. Super CC getting a kill as well. It's going to be 2 down on the side of Handsome and an opportunity.
Oh, we got it!
Sharks to pull this flag even further. This flag might be too far gone. I don't think Handsome's gonna be able to stop
That is
this
a
one.
gut punch for Handsome, bro. Because they're capping this now. I mean, they were already gonna be hard pressed to win this, like this map and stay alive in the series, but that one might be a dagger right there.
And making sure you secure, you guarantee that flag cap on your side.
This shit might be over.
2-0
Oh my god! What are we doing?
Oh boy. Well, that was funny. Great shots by Monster right there. Ends up getting that cleanup.
What are we doing?
About that one, that was very unfortunate. You can't let that get to your head though. As hard as it might possibly be, you gotta
not his shit over, bro.
And continue on. Sharks 2-0. This is gonna be a tough comeback here. Grand Shiesty trying to do all he can. It's gonna be 4 dead for Sharks.
Yeah, big 4 down for Handsome. It's not in favor of Handsome, I should say. It's not over until it's over right now. You got that flag pull right as the enemy
They're not even gonna read
spawning up,
spawns,
so
right?
It looks like the Spiteful and Handsome wants to secure their slays, especially with the Spiteful with the sniper. Beautiful shot onto Monster. Now in a bit of a counter.
The red gets 2
snipe
kills,
battle.
they can't
I
run
believe
this.
it's Super CC on the other side of things. Luckily, Kid Nasty has a QT. And
Ass brother was on the
Spiteful
wrong
has a
side of the
grapple.
map.
This is a fight, and it could just determine the game here.
Yeah, it's up to the Spiteful right here. It is 100% up to him.
He
He's
can't
got
even
the
get the
top
angle.
position in this vent. He's got the sniper to work with as well. He's got to create some space for his team.
He's trying to grapple the flag, but he can't get the
kill
angle.
onto Manny, but that's not going to be enough. They've got to get a couple more. And it's up to the Spiteful, but he gets taken out instantly.
I
It's
don't know
going to
what
be
any of
3
that
dead
was,
for the
bro.
side of Handsome, and a return here for Super CC. Their chance of putting 1 on the board here is going to be deleted by the side of Sharks.
This shit
And you
is
must be frustrated
over.
if you're on the side of Handsome. I mean, you literally had Sharks.
You just
got
gotta
to
play for the kills there, man.
And somehow even that's not enough for you to get a capture.
Especially
like,
on a
what
map
else do
like
you
this,
have to
bro.
do? 3
On a
down
map
go
like
Sharks.
this, on a map like
This time,
Bazaar, on a
Handsome
map
had to
like
capitalize.
Fathom back in the
Otherwise,
day, like
it's
on a map
going
like
to be
Sank, or I guess
long
Forbidden
battle
now.
for them in this 2 minutes and
You
47
gotta
seconds.
kill him
Luckily for them,
first.
Kid Nasty gets the flag over toward the mid. The timing was a lot better on
And
this
you're gonna
one.
have to
This
kill him
man
more
doesn't
than
even get
once.
touched this
Although,
time.
just as
We
I
get
say
4
that,
down, 3 down,
that's a
apparently
good cap.
enough as long
Brother
as
ran it
your
down the middle of the
timing is
map.
right.
Yeah, that's just a really good cap by Handsome, right? Like you said, they absolutely needed that one. It was a very important cap, especially with the time dwindling down. 2 minutes and 27 seconds
gets 2.
remaining.
Verdict
You
gets
have
3.
a 3 down. Make
Super
that,
CC
yeah,
gets
still
the
3
third.
down for Handsome here. It's up to Sharks now to play aggressive and realize the spawns that are coming out on the snipe elbow.
3 down for Handsome. And Sharks are already into your base. Now we get to see what your defense is like. Because if you don't slay out here, I promise you Sharks are quickly going to be on your flag. And losing a pivotal battle like that isn't what the doctor ordered. A double kill now out of Monster. As they're looking for the final 2 players. Looks like Tricky wants to get aggressive. And
How does he not die there?
What do they say? What do the kids say? Mess around and find
They
out?
can't even trade him out, bruh.
Yeah,
This guy's a
everyone's gotta plan
tank.
until the first punch hits, and that punch will be delivered. Monster still staying alive in the enemy team's base. This is so crazy, right? He's able to stay alive for this amount of time, create time for his teammates to push on through, and all the while, it's going to be Handsome trying to get out of their base as best as possible. And he picks
Brother's
up the
still
sniper.
alive.
He's gonna
He got
drop it
another
for
one before he
Shiesty.
died.
Let's see if Shiesty can open up the map a bit with his sniper in his hands.
Sharks really muddying this game up a bit, and it's going to work out for them in the long run. There's a minute and 17 seconds worth of regulation, and Handsome maybe having the opportunity to force a sudden death. If they don't at least get a pull, they're going to end up losing this game. So as Sharks make it really difficult for Handsome to cross that 50% portion of the map, giving them unorthodox
Ooh,
angles
nice shot.
and looks, it could work out in their favor, or you just put the sniper in this young man's hands, and maybe, just maybe, they can make something happen. Grant Shiesty down to just about
Whoa!
comes right back at him with the quick scope. Who is this man? Looking like stellar.
Absolutely insane by Grand Shiesty here, but you see that flag is not going anywhere just yet. You see he hits a lot of shots. He's able to put a lot of damage in. I was a little bit worried seeing Sharks kind of turtle in the back of their base, but it worked out. All the kills don't matter because the spawns
And
come right
GG.
back up. Lots of staggered kills, and because of that, you're not able to get a flagpole or
Whoop.
any sort of a setup with 3 dead momentarily as all of
Nah.
Sharks spawn. That flagpole could be pushed through, but
GG.
once again, the slays are on the side of Sharks, and they're able to get that return again.
Yeah, when it
GG.
was a
That's the second time they did that,
desperate
I think, where
push
they
there
just
by
ran it
Handsome,
right at the
even trying to
spawners.
Move that flag over toward the PC side, and Sharks just great fundamentals, knowing that Handsome are on full offense. What do? You go on full defense, and you ultimately test them at every given quarter. And Super CC, forget the period in that sense. He puts an exclamation point on that game and
GG's.
series.
GG's.
Wow, a great 3-0 here by Sharks, and looking very dominant. I want to see them kind of like, you know, as their tests come through the rest of this lower bracket, I want to see how they're able to fare, but they look pretty dominant in that one. That game number 2, extremely close. If we saw a different game number 2, I think this could have been just a different series entirely, right? Because you got to see that 50-49 really kind of hurt the side of Handsome, really kind of
Yeah, I
got
mean,
in their
they
head a little
tossed
bit.
that game too.
But
That
a
was an
great effort by
unfortunate
them
one.
as Sharks come out
That's one you
victorious.
got to win, I think.
Well, guys, we're in the elimination bracket where, you know, the attention.
All right, chat. With all that being said, I believe we are going to call it there for the day. I think that is going to do it for me. So I think we are going to bounce out of here. I am going to... Oh, my Xbox just turned on. But I think I am going to go ahead and hop off for the day. We will be live tomorrow for the day 2. I don't know what you call it, like the champion side of the bracket or whatever you would call it. I don't know. We're gonna be live tomorrow for all the pro matches, championship Sunday, all that shit. But yeah, appreciate y'all chilling. Remember to go check out the YouTube. A new video went up yesterday. A new short went up today, and we should have a new video up tomorrow or the next day as well. So a bunch of stuff going on, and like I said, we will be live again right back here tomorrow. So I'm going to go and hop off. I'm going to send y'all Jeremy's way, I think, because he's going to stay on. So if y'all are after the drops, y'all can go hang out with Jeremy Stress. But yeah, much love, y'all. Y'all have a dope rest of your day. Be safe, and I will catch y'all right back here tomorrow. Gang. Peace out, everybody. Go hang out with Jeremy, and I hope y'all have a good time. And yeah, like I said again, enjoy the rest of y'all's day. Gang. All love, y'all. Peace.